Nerd Academy podcast is released weekly at 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, available on our website at www.thenerdacademypodcast.com and wherever you listen to podcasts. You can find the Nerd Academy podcast on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube. You can also help support the show by going to patreon.com/The Nerd Academy podcast, where every donation allows us to bring you more exciting content every week.
Good evening, class, and welcome back to the Nerd Academy podcast, your source for nerddom news and commentary. I'm your host and superior web headmaster, Jarod Bachman-Stubbs, and joining me, as always, is your resident Green Lantern, Professor Travis Grossman.
In-house today.
In-house today. You know, we're covering San Diego Comic-Con, so Travis and I both clearly thought it was only fitting to do our best attempt at a Kevin Feige cosplay, which just means a dad hat. But we are not alone. We are joined by friend of the show, Armin from the ComicBookCast.
By the power of Grayskull, I'm here and powered by THC, so I'm on borrowed time till I go off the rails.
The only way to do a proper live stream with Armin. Rare PM appearance from Armin as well.
Yeah. You message me and I'm like, oh, it's usually a tight one, but I could try to squeeze it in here for you just so I don't come off like being like, nah, I don't want to do this. So
I know.
I'm happy.
I know your schedule is always so hard because you do all your shit during the day and then you keep the evening to yourself, which I respect and frankly envy. So I'm very happy you took the time for us on this one. And we are also joined by the co-host of Skywalking Through the League and host of Mile High Cinema. We have Trey Mitchell.
You know, guys, after San Diego Comic-Con, there is a Marvel show coming out about me. It's called Trey Mitchell Born Again because there was a lot of juicy stuff out there. So...
And I'm just going to leave this one comment up for the entire stream.
Wow, who left that comment?
Yeah, I know.
Jarod looks like he was the co-star in The Gray Man.
I look like I ate Gray Man Chris Evans. So the stubby stash is only returned because of a shaving error the other day. I was trimming and got in a little, like just under my mouth, and my options were look like someone from the Civil War who would have been called like General Ironsides or some shit, or just shave it all off. And I was like, I'm going to be live, so I'm bringing back the mustache for a little bit. I cannot rock it as well as Travis does over here. You got that good full Eddie Burback stash. It only works for me with a full beard.
I think my favorite thing about the Jarod shaving thing was like Jarod and I are in a iMessage group chat, and I didn't know he shaved, and I have an Apple Watch, and I checked my Apple Watch, and it was just a shirtless picture of him with a mustache. And I was like, what am I looking at on my watch right now? It's mustache o'clock. So it was great. It was a great little surprise.
Honestly, for a second, I thought you said it to that, and then your message came through that you just got me working on my Joe Organa phase.
Joey Tight
in
Pants.
The Goon Squad. Joey Tight Pants. Speaking of which, whenever we're done with this stream, everybody go bother Bombadcast because they'll be live here soon as well. But yeah, we have lots to talk about from San Diego Comic-Con. More from one comics company than another. Lol.
Henry Cavill didn't show up to Hall H. Man. Soups. Poor Soups.
But we were promised.
Yeah, I will say.
I love Henry Cavill as Superman, so I was sad too.
I'm putting the Bloody Marys away for a second. I will give the people who got a little too excited too quickly about Henry Cavill a little bit of a pass because one of the major trades reported it.
Yeah.
Because it was deadline, I'm gonna cut people a break. If it was like giant freaking got this cosmic covered, And then people were like, oh my God, Henry Cavill's going to be in Hall H and he's going to announce a Superman trilogy. Oh my God. Then I would have been like, all of you are fucking stupid and you deserve it. Because it was Deadline, I think it was Deadline.
Yeah, it was Deadline.
I will cut people some slack. Soups naturally said the dumbest shit possible leading up to it, which made me completely root against Henry showing up, but I will give people a pass for the most part.
Soup's my best friend whom I have met once in LA.
I know. That's still so funny to me. One of these days I'm gonna find the picture of you with Soups.
Hold on, I'm gonna pull it up.
Every time Soups says something stupid, I'm just going to retweet whatever he's saying with the picture of you two and tag you both. And speaking of people, yeah, there it is. There it is. Let me full screen that. Oh yeah. Marvelous.
I met Tom Holland 20 minutes later, but Soups was a highlight of that day.
And you know who else irrationally tries to get people excited for Henry Cavill? Our sponsors and co-owners of a island where you can hunt children. Joke for our other Robert Evans fans. SundaysBloodyMary.com. You guys know the drill. SundaysBloodyMary.com has the most badass Bloody Mary accoutrement in the galaxy. I'm a big fan of their 2-time award-winning spicy mix. They also have their mild mix and traditional mix. They have a new limited edition mix coming out soon. I don't know what it is. I tried to Jedi mind trick Colin and Annie into telling me, and they won't. They said they tell people who guessed it right. And they said that somebody who guessed ghost pepper was close. So it sounds like we're going to be getting some kind of like giga spicy mix, which mark me the hell down. But they also have rim salt, shot glasses, all different manner of merch and apparel, as well as, like I said, their award-winning mixes. So go to sundaysbloodymary.com/shop. Use code TNAP, TNAP at checkout and get 10% off your mix. And you help out your favorite nerds whilst you do it. Without any further ado, let's jump into the fun here with San Diego Comic-Con. Because we only have Armin for a limited amount of time, we are going to jump into the meat and potatoes here. That was the Marvel Hall H multiverse saga layout. What do we got here? Jared, the failed Jedi. Thank you, Paco. I'm glad you've seen the newest episode of Epic Confrontations.
He beat me, so what does that say about me?
I'm coming for Bill because I need redemption. So yeah, Hall H happened. All of the Phase 4 has no direction think pieces very quickly disappeared because, as I think I said this whenever I was on the Ms. Marvel review for ComicBookCast, everybody who has said there's no direction is forgetting the fact that we found out halfway through Phase 2 what Phase 3 was going to be in its entirety. And we didn't have that context until a weekend ago. And now everything that we kind of figured was the case anyway has come into picture here. So I think we're going to just kind of go down the line here with what we have coming out. Obviously, we got a new trailer for She-Hulk. The new or the speculation that is oh no, what is that? You didn't see the trivia. Well, spoilers. Alden kicked my ass. I didn't say kick my ass. It was close. But we have the new She-Hulk trailer. The speculation has finally been confirmed, going back to what Trey was talking about. We have confirmation of Daredevil showing up in that sexy red and yellow suit. Trey's shaking his head. This is another bad take from Trey.
It just depends how it looks. Like
waking up.
There are some versions, I guess, like some like mock-ups I've seen that are like, okay, the black and red suit, like when it's like mostly black with like the red DD on his chest, that's my favorite Daredevil suit. The Charles Soule Daredevil run, that suit is like freaking amazing. So I'm hoping we get that, and maybe like if he's in another show coming up that rhymes with Deco, or if in the Daredevil Born Again show, if he wears that, that's fine with me. But I'm just not as big of a fan I've never been a fan of the mustard yellow and dark red combination together. All my least favorite sports teams are those colors. Just not a fan.
See, I was excited for it because these are just another Phase 4 is however many projects for all of them with incredible, like ripped right off the page costumes. from the Richard E. Grant like classic Loki outfit.
That shit was so good.
That was great.
That was so good.
Sam's Captain America costume. You know, that the one Kingpin outfit from Hawkeye, where he just stole my wardrobe for an episode. All like it's just hit after hit after hit. Spider-Man at the end of No Way Home, just ripping it right off the friggin' page. The fact that we're taking a big swing, like we're gonna do red and yellow Daredevil, makes me so happy. Like I love what we've seen from She-Hulk. I love the tone. Obviously, the fourth wall breaks. CGI looks better, thank goodness. And I don't want to do the thing
that suit.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. Daredevil stole my style. Or Kingpin stole my style right before Lego Star Wars did. But yeah, and I don't want to dwell on like the quote unquote cameo more than the show itself. But just the way that they're making sure that we know like everything is finally coming back and coming together the way we've been waiting for it to.
I mean, did you end up seeing like the featurette for She-Hulk that they revealed, I don't know, probably 24, 36 hours ago, where it's like, this isn't a show, you know, about cameos. Then she lists down a bunch of the cameos and just kind of looks at the camera. I'm like, yeah, I like that. They're self-aware.
That was good.
I saw that it was out, and I believe that's the one where the actor playing She-Hulk had like the Protect Trans Futures shirt.
Yes.
Yeah, okay. Yep. I saw that it was out. I'm kind of at the point with She-Hulk where I'm checking out of marketing now until the show starts.
When did She-Hulk come out?
A couple weeks.
Like literally 2 weeks.
The 17th, I believe, of August.
Yeah, we're very close.
She-Hulk and Andor season.
Yep. Can't wait for that. Gonna go right back to being completely overloaded over here. But no, I checked out of that. I think that's funny. And I like that they're being self-aware about it. But yeah, Armin, I'm gonna throw to you She-Hulk trailer thoughts.
Okay. So She-Hulk honestly is one of these characters that I kind of always viewed from like the periphery, and I got really into the character in like 2010 to 12ish when like Red Hulk was a thing, because I was a lot more edgier back then. So I was like, oh, anger, Red Hulk, cool. And then I kind of expanded into She-Hulk and really started to really appreciate the character. So seeing that they're capturing pretty much everything from the comics faithfully, including the breaking the fourth wall and all that. Now somebody's going to bring up, oh, her origin has changed or whatever. Guess what? So wasn't Bruce's. They did the TV show origin, not the nuclear experiment or whatever. Take it or leave it. I don't care about the origins anymore. I care about the core aspects, and it looks like they got everything. I'm happy I saw Tatiana Maslany there. She's wearing that shirt. She clearly wants people to know, hey, guess what? Our show in the MCU is also going to lean into this because we've been teasing, you know, trans and superheroes. We accept everybody. She-Hulk's all about that. It's been in the comics as well. So it's like, I like that she's living the character. The trailer looks great. I don't mind the CG. Again, early CG, you're going to see problems with that, but it's starting to look better. And some of the close-ups you see of her face, she looks way better because finally they can, you know, animate pores in there because they're close to release. So I honestly, I saw the new trailer and I'm going to ignore every single TV spot and everything till it comes out now because it looks so good. Like, I am hyped.
Absolutely. I agree with you completely. I get everything you said. And then down to like the change with the origin, you know, I don't mind it. I like the way that they're keeping with I like all that matters to me. Okay, it's a blood transfusion. It stays the same. Like that. Like that's the main thing. And like you said, the TV version. They not only did they do the TV version of the Hulk origin, they like down to like the machine was identical with him getting like turned upside down and everything.
Right.
Yeah, and I couldn't agree more. Trey, She-Hulk.
You know, when that first trailer. It's gonna be hard. When I watched that trailer, I'll be honest, I skipped to the last 30 seconds because I knew that's where he might be, and that's where he was. But you know, when that first trailer came out, I was kind of like, I don't know if this looks very good in terms of CGI, and I wasn't sure. But you know, the more we see of it, I really like the featurette that came out. Like Armin said, it seems very self-aware, and I dug that. I like the MCU's version of the Hulk. I know it's like a a lot of like edgy people on Twitter are like, I loved how it was in the Incredible Hulk. And I was like, did you though? Like,
Yeah.
Did you? So while like that Hulk is cool, I'm okay with like this version. So I'm kind of like I'm excited for more Bruce Banner. I feel like haven't really seen too much of him besides like Infinity War and Endgame since like Thor Ragnarok. So I'm excited for that too. But yeah, Jennifer Walters, I don't think I've read a She-Hulk comic, but I'm really excited for it. I haven't been the biggest fan of the Marvel TV stuff, but I really loved Loki. That was my favorite, like one of my top 10, my top 5 MCU projects, like in general. I really, really liked Loki. I don't know why I haven't finished Miss Marvel yet. I've been watching Better Call Saul like 5 episodes a day, and that's all I've been watching. So I'll get to that, but I'm excited for it. I mean, it looks cool. Obviously, Daredevil in it. There's some things that I've heard that he does which are funny to me, or cool, I guess. So I'm excited for it.
Absolutely. I think I know what you're talking about, and I completely agree with you. With
Matt Murdock. What a
word.
dog.
What a dog. Catholic guilt cannot stop that man from cheeks.
That is true. That is very true.
That's a shirt.
Yeah, put that that on the back of your Daredevil.
Especially because I was raised Catholic, so if I wore that around my family, they wouldn't know that's like a Jarod shirt, and I would be disavowed. So
put it in like the Daredevil font, like use the title card from the Netflix show where it's like the big red wax statuesque Daredevil silhouette, but just in the font, just Catholic guilt can't stop you from clapping cheeks.
Born again.
She's born again. Travis, thoughts on the She-Hulk trailer?
Definitely more interested in it now than I was after the first trailer. You know,
yeah,
everyone's said it looks way better. Having more of a plot idea now, makes me more excited about this. Knowing that, like, oh yeah, she's like Abomination's in it for this reason, not just because it's a Hulk project and we can finally use these characters.
Yeah,
you know. Which is also exciting. It's a Hulk project. We can finally use these characters.
Right? It's crazy. Yeah. I know. I remember when I was like high school age, learning about how the rights to everybody works thanks to Armin, and I was like, understanding how all of this shit worked and why Hulk couldn't be in his own thing. And I'm still very confused as to how this show's even able to exist. I'm not complaining. I just want to know how. But yeah, no, I agree with you completely. Our Abomination being here. Hello. That's another clip I need to have. I need to have the Grand Inquisitor. Hello.
My favorite character.
Your Trey's favorite character, underdog pick. And
this is every single person that's going to come in here today.
Yeah. I tweeted about it yesterday, hoping to like soften the blow of anybody who came in and went, whoa. But yes, don't get too used to the mustache.
You can get used to mine.
Yeah, get used to his. It's always been here. Travis has a mustache, always has been. No, I'm just happy to have Abomination back. Tim Roth's performance in Incredible Hulk is one of the best parts of that movie, and I am an Incredible Hulk apologist. I love that goddamn movie.
Same.
I think
love it.
It gets way more hate than it deserves. And I'm just happy to have him back. It was cool just seeing like Abomination show up in Shang-Chi, but seeing like Tim Roth de-Abominationified a little bit is fun.
He's such a great actor too.
Yeah.
He's phenomenal.
Having him in Marvels, he's so good.
He's phenomenal. I don't think it is an accident that at the same time that we were getting Emil Blonsky back, it is while we are on the doorstep of a Thunderbolts project, which excites me very much. Again, I don't think there's a coincidence there.
I have a lot of speculation that people are going to hate Abomination in this series and also She-Hulk by term because, I mean, if you see that featurette and what they tease, he's calm now. He's like meditating and selling books about how to control your anger and how to find your inner peace and stuff. It's like, oh, people when they think Abomination, they want him to come out and go smashy, jab with, things like Incredible Hulk. It's like, yeah. It's, yeah. Oh, hey, it's Marvin in the chat. Nice. Good to see you, buddy.
You see that Blonsky get out of Abomination? Oh, yeah. I'm interested by that. I also hope they Not because like I need like, oh, why does he look different than he did in Incredible Hulk? I want them to explore that.
Same.
And be like these gamma beings kind of evolve over time. Because I know there's been a lot of discussion about Jennifer's Hulk form, and people talking about it not about it kind of prioritizing like a you can be strong, but you have to be pretty and strong. You can't just be jacked as fuck.
Mm-hmm.
And I personally like the design. I understand that there are people who dislike it, and they dislike it for more lived reason than I have to like it. So I think just like Hulk has, just like Abomination has, I hope that over time Jennifer just her look changes. I don't have a real issue with the continuity of that. Abomination has fins on his fucking head now. Bruce has gone through 18 different shades of green. I'm not that.
That's the next Hulk movie is 18 Shades of Green, actually. That's one of the missing movies in Phase 6.
Are you trying for that to be a 50 Shades of Grey joke? Because I want to put it on like the 50 Shades of Grey, again, like typeface. Okay.
Yeah.
Man, we're making shirts all night tonight.
It's the gray shading, but it's all in green.
Yes. Yeah.
If you think the Thunderbolts is a team, that's actually a setting on a Sibian. Wait till you see it. Don't look up what Sibians are, kids. Don't look that up.
Fucking Armin. Our next one here, we got Secret Invasion, and I'm going to hop on over to the other article we have here because that has a description of the Secret Invasion footage that was shown. I'm going to go off of here before we jump into that. Read here from ComicBook.com. Secret Invasion is next. Kobe Smulders promises it's going to be darker than we're used to. It's going to be an exciting thriller that you never really know. Or you're never going to really know who people are. Are they Skrull? Are they human? It's been so much fun to shoot, and I cannot wait to see it. She goes on to compliment Sam Jackson and loved her time working with him. She compliments the rest of the cast as well. Footage from Secret Invasion plays. Nick Fury emerges from the light of a ship. He is returning to Earth and has not answered Maria Hill's calls for help. He tells her that this is different. War Machine is questioned about his security detail. Talos encounters evil Skrulls who suddenly emerge. Fury is ready to fight, but Olivia Colman tells him he is in no shape to take on the fight. Fury wants to take them on a motorcade is flipped. A look at Emilia Clarke. Talos wants to know what Skrulls want from Nick Fury, and it is not revealed in the trailer. I'm going to throw this out there. I keep bringing him up because he keeps coming up because great content. Nando V Movies did a great video about a year ago about how his big theory is that he thinks Rhodey is going to be our big Skrull reveal, and War Machine's being in this and makes me more inclined to agree with him than I was when the video came out.
I do want to mention that because I've had that speculation for a while, and the fact that they didn't mention Armor Wars anywhere on the slate and they said stay tuned, that makes me suspect something's up with Rhodey, 100%.
Yeah, I think, and I was going to say the omission of Armor Wars as well is suspect there. I'm super excited for this project. Again, this is just one of those cool. This is a storyline that people are at the very least aware of by name. Let's get into it. Let's jump in. Trey, Secret Invasion thoughts, if any. 2
words, Emilia Clarke. I don't know anything else. Words. I don't know anything about Secret Invasion besides Skrulls. So, Nick Fury, good. Maria Hill, good. Emilia Clarke, great. So it's my synopsis.
All right. I'll take it. Armin, thoughts on Secret Invasion? I'll throw it to you, bud.
I was kind of like, yeah, I'll watch it. But then they add literally one of my favorite characters in there, a.k.a. War Machine. And now I'm in 100%. I mean, I love War Machine, so I can't wait.
I'm excited for more from Don Cheadle's Rhodey. I think it's weird how little he's been utilized so far in this phase, especially with the Avenger remnants that we keep seeing pop up with Captain Marvel and Wong and Hulk. I'm surprised Rhodey has not been in that little enclave.
Yeah.
I'm surprised he wasn't more involved in Falcon and the Winter Soldier, to be honest.
Yeah. I that's definitely going to be one of those things I absolutely chalk up to COVID.
Yeah.
And the way that is the show that got the most beat the hell up by COVID.
Definitely.
No, I completely agree. I'm surprised we have seen as little from Rhodey as we have up to this point, and I think it kind of adds to the suspicion that he might be our Skrull. I also hope we get an answer as to how long a Skrull has been taking Fury's place.
Yeah,
because I know the three people on the top row here have had the conversation before about how badly I don't want the Fury who was at Tony's funeral to be a Skrull.
mm-hmm.
Like that's my big thing, is that's going to break my heart, because I know he doesn't really do anything. He's just standing there, but like the way that Nick is just kind of presiding over the whole thing from the patio, like, I don't know, that had weight. And it's just one of those like small moments that, like, yeah, sure, it's a blink and you miss it. Fury's barely there. But if you've been invested in the MCU from day one, like Fury seeing like Tony gave it all up. Mm-hmm. Tony sacrificed everything. This is the same guy who had to do the whole, like, yeah, we want Iron Man, we don't want you. Oh. To now see how Tony has grown up.
Also, like the set photos we had from Secret Invasion before these reshoots, that seemed like large parts of it were set during the 5-year gap. And at the same time, we got reports that they would be recruiting new heroes we haven't seen yet. Among them was like Captain Britain, for example. So if that turns out to be true, or like Union Jack, I mean, I'm in, because I like both those characters, especially Union Jack. So, I mean, there's a lot of possibilities with this, but like you, I hope they don't undo some of the weight,
Yeah, I think it would even be an even cooler character beat for Nick if, like, he secretly came back to Earth for the funeral.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Like, you can do whatever timeline bullshit you need to say that, like, the funeral was like a week after, and that was enough time for Nick to do a quick switcheroo with Talos.
Mm.
Plus, like, as macabre as this is, we don't actually see like Tony being buried or anything. Like, it's more the memorial service with the arc reactor. There's a bunch of ways you can do it. It just means a lot to me that he sticks around. Who's this Trey Mitchell bum commenting? Oh yeah, I'll leave that up.
Dude, it's so hot in here. I'm sweating.
Trey, I'm so sorry.
It's been a brutal month. July's been rough. Basically, just for a tangent, our AC went out when we came back on the 4th of July. It was 82 degrees in the apartment. There's like been like an issue with the unit, so they put 2 portable units in here, and my like little power unit right there can't take it, so the breaker keeps resetting, so the bedroom like power goes out for a second. So it's been dude, it's so hot in here. It's 83 in this room. So sorry to go on a tangent.
No, you're fine.
It's gonna be fixed tomorrow, but I'm not paying rent until this gets fixed, so I might get evicted.
You get your rent when you fix this damn
way home, baby.
Yeah, Travis, thoughts on Secret Invasion before I jump to Ant-Man? Because I basically gave all my thoughts when we were talking.
Yeah, I know when this project got announced and you and I were like, oh man, we might get some like the comedy up on the sword ship between Nick and Talos. That would be hilarious. And then seeing this synopsis and hearing what the trailer had, I was like, oh no, that's way better. Do that.
Yeah. Yeah.
I forgot my favorite part of Winter Soldier was Nick Fury. So just do that instead. That's way better.
See, this is why you and I get along. Sentences like that. My favorite part of the Winter Soldier was Nick Fury. No, I agree with you. Moving on to Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania, which will be kicking off Phase 5. Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania is up next. We finally get to spend some time in the quantum realm, Peyton Reed says. The movie will introduce new characters and explore the quantum realm, which is really not what you think it is. Paul Rudd is asked about Scott Lang's current status. Scott is pretty pleased with himself and his role in saving the universe. So Scott's been kind of cooling out. He's been busy at workish with a little book. I don't know what else I'm supposed to say. Lily is asked about Hope. I think what's really fun about having her on screen in the suit for the second film, now I get to explore her vulnerabilities and her fragilities and the way that she has to face those things and deal with those things. Being a powerful woman is only impressive if you do it against really difficult odds, and that's going to be really fun. Another fun thing nobody's really talking about is that the Wasp's big villain in this movie is going to be vaccines.
I was about to.
I was waiting for it.
I was so close to saying it. We are all on the same page here.
I was literally like, I bet you she's wearing that suit to prevent dying.
I was ready.
We're
ready
going
for
to the
quick.
quantum realm, the Heim from 5G.
Yeah.
Catherine Newton is welcome to Hall H as the new Cassie Lang. Cassie's just becoming who she is supposed to be. She said, "You get to see that in this, and I don't want to say anything." This is where it gets juicy. Footage from the third Ant-Man film shows. Scott Lang is reading excerpts from his book, or as it's put in the article, book. I'm only allowed to make fun of that because of all of my typos and show notes. He hasn't been in action in a while. Jail calls his phone. He picks up Cassie. I don't know who Jail is. He picks up Cassie from prison. Oh, so he was called from by a jail. Okay, the jail. From prison, he wants her help, but doesn't want her wasting her life. He talks about saving the world, and Hank Pym calls him out for constantly pointing that out, which Janet and Hope also chime in on. You're an interesting man, Scott Lang. Kang says you've lost a lot of time. But time isn't what you think. It's not a straight line. Something in a lab explodes and starts sucking them all into the quantum realm. They all end up in the other world, navigating it in new suits. Bill Murray shows up and he knows Janet. MODOK flashes across the screen. Everything you are holding on to, everything you call life, I know how it ends, Kang says. Scott tells him that he's made a mistake because he's an Avenger. Kang says, "You're an Avenger? Have I killed you before?" Feige ends the Ant-Man portion by saying this movie is the first movie of Phase 5 for a reason, and his name is Jonathan Majors. So, I love that line. I love the I love the immediate menace we get from Kang. Yeah, I'm super excited. I remember whenever Loki was coming out, and that was like one of our big points of contention is the all roads seem to be pointing to Kang, but Jonathan Majors, to our knowledge, had only been cast like a month before as Kang the Conqueror. So I remember all of us were kind of very like, well, is he going to be in it? How long has he been Kang? And we just didn't know about it. And then we all obviously got to see his turn in the finale of Loki. And it's already one of my favorite casting choices in the MCU. And I can't wait for more of it. Armin, thoughts on Quantumania?
I love Ant-Man 1 and 2. I've said it before, like my wife, if you ask her to break down her MCU rankings, those two films are her like number 1 and 2. She loves those as well. So like I really enjoy those films. And like you said, Jonathan Majors, seeing him in a Lovecraft Country, I was like, he is so good. And then seeing him show up as Kang and what he's doing, and knowing he's going to be throughout all these projects leading to Phase 6, and he's going to be a huge impact, and we can see the through line, and him obviously on a big budget Quantumania movie is going to wreck shit. And then we're going to go to Loki season 2, and we're going to get a different version of that, but a different, thinking version of Kang, I believe, not so much a conqueror like he's going to be in Quantumania. Like, I can't wait to see his range and just how it all connects. Like, we know how it connects technically, but Kang is so complex that you could have 30 Kangs out there and they'll be trying to fight one another while fighting the Avengers. And that's the greatness of Kang. Like, so I'm hyped. I cannot wait.
I agree with you entirely. It excites me so much. Even like we have Loki, who kind of counts. But like, I am so excited for the first time, really, to have a reoccurring villain in comic book movies.
Mm-hmm.
With how often every single villain is one and done to most extents. Yes, Trey, I agree. Alden is a bad man. He's a bad man. Actually, he loves to platform the fandom menace. Actually. True fact. Multiple sources are reporting. But yeah, no, I'm super excited to actually have somebody who's going to be in a bunch of movies as an antagonizing force, and maybe even some that aren't. We might get good guy Kang here and there, or someone who's as benevolent as he who remains. Trey, thoughts?
I like the first Ant-Man quite a bit. I think it's very, very funny. I hate this person who's commenting, but I love Ant-Man 1. Ant-Man 2 was not my favorite movie. But this movie,
Mr.
like,
Jones is cutting you off, Trey.
Maybe I'll walk out of here tomorrow and you never see me again. That's really what I want to do.
wild. He's interrupting me from trial. I didn't know that was possible.
That's how important this show was to him.
Yeah, I mean,
That's why he
maybe
hasn't
it's a
been at the
variant of Alex
trial for
Jones.
a couple of days.
Can you imagine like if there is an actual like multiverse and there's like a liberal Alex Jones?
There
Like,
somewhere
if-
is an Alex Jones who is as far left as he is far
Yeah.
right.
There's
who's,
like a
like,
Bernie
literally
Sanders,
just-
Alex Jones, who's
Oh,
like
dude.
running for Congress.
Just hunting CEOs.
Yeah,
Just
yeah.
hunting CEOs. Like he still owns a tank. He just drives it up to Amazon warehouses.
I don't even remember what the question was, but Ant-Man 3, Kang, man, that's I don't know much about Kang. I haven't read any comics. I haven't read a ton of comics. I've read like a little bit, but not a lot. Just in general. But I'm really excited for him in this movie. MODOK seems interesting. But yeah, man, like this whole Kang Dynasty stuff, you know, the first Avengers movie, what seems like we're setting him up to be the big villain, which I am really interested in because I don't really know a lot about him. And I think I kind of like that with Marvel because I'm mainly like a Star Wars guy. So with Marvel, like I have my favorites like Spider-Man, Daredevil, mainly just them. But the rest of the stuff that I don't really know too much really excites me. So the Kang stuff I'm really excited for. Like I've like seen some stuff online about like what it could be just in terms of like there's all these different versions of Kang and that really interests me. And I'm like all the quantum realm stuff is really cool and wacky. And I really like Hank Pym and it's cool. Like I'm excited for it. I hope it's more Ant-Man 1 than Ant-Man 2, but it seems really cool. And I feel like this movie is going to like really kind of set this next phase into motion.
Absolutely. You're absolutely right, Travis.
This is the one project who had like footage shown but not released that I've seen because of TikTok. Have you
Guardian.
guys?
I haven't seen any of the footage. All
I've
I've seen
skipped
is
all the
that,
Guardian stuff. I don't want to see it with that shitty camera angle.
Yeah.
all I know is that there's a little baby rocket. That's all I know.
Yeah,
The only reason I cared
Actually, now that you mentioned it, you just jog my memory. This is the only one I have seen footage from.
is Ant-Man.
Is that, you know, you're an Avenger. Have I killed you
Yeah,
before?
that's
all I've seen. That is all I've seen.
Right, and that's all I need to see. You know what I mean? Like, that's it. You know, because I saw the reporting and saw the line,
Yeah.
right, and I was like, that's going to sound so good. And then it
Yeah.
popped up in my For You page, and it was just like, oh, this is perfect. This is everything. Like Marvel's set now. They're going to abuse this man so much, and he better make so much goddamn money. Like
There is this now over music podcast I used to listen to called No Skips, where they'd like break down like the greatest hip hop albums of all time. And they had a segment called "Goddamn, That's Hard as Fuck," where they'd just be like the hardest bars on the album. And like if there was a Marvel version of No Skips with a movie that isn't even released yet, Kang the Conqueror wins the "Goddamn, That's Hard as Fuck" with "Are you an Avenger? Have I killed you before?"
like Thanos got
Jonathan Majors too. Like just anything that dude's in.
Yeah.
Very excited for Creed 3.
No, yeah, I forgot he's
Oh,
a
yeah.
villain in Creed 3. Yeah.
Michael
What?
B. Jordan's directing
Did
debut.
you not know that?
Oh, that just made my night. Thank you. Oh shit.
Michael B. Jordan and him in a movie.
I didn't know you didn't know that.
I had no idea. I haven't seen anything about Creed 3 except like
It was delayed today. It was delayed till like March 3rd, 2022.
If
Sorry,
you look at
2023.
pictures of what he looks like, it looks like Jonathan Majors ate Jonathan Majors for all that protein. Look how huge he is now. Like that dude is juiced.
Oh my god, yeah, it's
he is.
terrifying.
If I saw him as Kang, I would just off myself, be like, "You win, screw it."
Yeah,
Stream King Dynasty.
yeah. The String King. That's what I love about about him being built like that. Is
oh
like,
my god.
Yeah, yeah.
When you see Jonathan Majors shirtless for the first time.
He looks like Thanos without the CG. The dude is
Yeah.
huge.
he looks like an action figure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's built like a figure. Like,
Is he supposed to be Clubber Lang's son? Is that the?
But
Is that
he's
the
not.
thing?
I saw William Bibiani make a joke about that on Twitter today.
Okay.
Because he was like, because they were like,
We already
oh,
have
they're gonna do-
Drago.
there's gonna be a Drago spinoff. Right?
That's so
that's
stupid.
what I saw today.
Yeah, he was like, you know what? He's like, I didn't think Creed would be good. Creed knocked my socks off. I'm down, but
Yeah.
give me a Clubber Lang spinoff already. That's very funny. Last bit of footage we have here, Guardians 3 footage. We see the Guardians being captured by the rabbit.
It's Guardians time. I'm just gonna zone out. Fuck it.
Oh yeah. Armin, one of the few people on this earth who agrees with me that Guardians 2 is not that great.
Garbage.
What? Bad
I
take.
I really haven't seen the end of it because I cry too hard and then I can't see the screen in front of me.
I will say,
And I will say, I also don't think it's better than Guardians 1. But for some reason, the ending hits me really hard.
It's great. That's why it hits you really hard. These bozos can't understand that shit.
okay. Now I'm going to have to give my full take with more context. The back half of Guardians of the Galaxy 2 is one of the best movies in the MCU. The front half is practically unwatchable for me.
See, that's the front half is how I feel about all of Thor 4. So
I know. I saw that
understand
coming. You bastion of shit takes.
Love and mid.
No. Guardians of the Mid, Volume 2. Guardians are captured by the Ravagers, and Nebula reveals that they have an appointment with Gamora. Peter Quill is caught all the way off guard. Peter reflects on their time together. You were everything to me, he said. I thought you were gone, but you're here, and I miss you. Gamora tells him that person was not her. Yes. We get a look at Adam Warlock. A fully grown Groot fights back-to-back with Quill. Chuck Woody shows up. The Guardians float on a space planet. Gamora caps the trailer by calling Quill by the wrong name and turning him down. The Guardians joke on Quill for talking to her so intimately on an open communication line, and he realizes they've been listening the whole time. And ends with Mantis asking what we know about Rocket. A shot of a very young raccoon takes the screen. Much of the trailer was set to Do You Realize by Flaming Lips. So, yeah, and then the Guardians go on to talk about the footage as well. Will Poulter's asked about Adam Warlock. He says, pretty surreal to ever even have stepped on the Guardian set. I was welcomed into the family and couldn't have been treated better. I'm also really grateful that there was an appetite for Adam from the fans. James and everyone at Marvel gave me the opportunity, and I'm super, super grateful to be here. So, yeah, Guardians talk. Armin, I'll give it to you first, as I'm sure you have a litany of things to say, assuming I'm not waking you from your nap.
Guardians 1, absolute masterful, in my opinion. That I love it. And then the ending, I was like, they're gonna fuck this up. Ronan is gonna throw fists. They're gonna go back and forth. No, Peter Quill, outsmarts him, uses his stupid and his weakness. That battle, in quotation marks, is one of my absolute all-time favorite comic book anything ever. Like, next level. 2, I found it a mixed bag from the humor to the heart, which I love both of those things separately, but mashed so close together just didn't work with me. And there's various reasons for it. But Guardians 3, I feel like I just don't care about this team anymore. You know? I just feel like I don't care about the team anymore. I don't like Peter Quill. Okay, the only Guardian I actually like is Nebula and Rocket. I don't like any of the rest of them.
If you said you didn't like Rocket, that'd be rough.
I've been a fan of Rocket since the first time I saw him in a comic.
Rocket
so
carries the team.
He's my favorite. It's just something with the whole direction of Guardians in the
Endgame.
In the movies. Yeah, it just doesn't work with me. I don't know. I mean, I can't wait to see this, but I feel like James Gunn to me peaked with the Suicide Squad. Like, that movie to me was godsend from him. So I don't know. I hope he can do something good, but I'm excited, but it's not like on top of my list.
I think there's something to be said for that. He may have grown out of I think he may have hit a growth spurt creatively, and I don't think I think he may have grown out of his adolescent clothes that are Guardians of the Galaxy, and he fits a larger, more mature milieu. We'll see. I'm excited for this, mostly for Adam Warlock. And one of my sleeper favorite parts of the best Thor movie that came out a couple weeks ago. I'm glad you agree, Trey.
Is there like a Pennsylvania exclusive Thor film that I'm not aware of? Do I have to go to Pittsburgh to see a good movie these days?
You're a dick.
Is Taika holding a gun? Look, is there a reflection of Taika in that screen? Is he like holding the gun to your head? What is this?
I went and saw Nope. That's a good movie. I'll talk to you about that.
Oh, you guys don't know. Cookie Cop answers to Taika Waititi this whole time. Like Cookie Cop's just the mid boss. It's actually Taika. The screenplay to the Star Wars movies in Cookie Cop. No, one of my like sleeper favorite parts of the movie was like Nebula being like hysterically more violent than she normally is. Like just that one brief bit of like, I'm gonna kill the goats. I don't know why that was like one of my biggest laughs in the movie. It was Karen Gillan's delivery completely. So like I am surprisingly really excited to see Nebula, and I normally like she's kind of like, I get where this story is going, not super into it. But yeah, I got. Is someone else talking shit because of my Thor take?
Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, listen, I'm right and y'all are wrong. Travis, tiebreaker, Thor: Love and Thunder.
Probably my second favorite Thor film. I think Ragnarok squeaks it out a little bit.
Okay.
Just a little bit.
You get to keep your job.
That's right.
Thank you for not doing the thing Connor did when I made that joke not too long ago and goes, you don't pay me. And I'm like, dude, don't break the joke. The joke is that I'm a bad boss. Like that's
dude, get a better eye.
We almost went offline. There was almost Mountain Dew all over this ring.
He's on the FBI's most
death to all of them.
So after that, we're gonna we also got our trailer for Wakanda Forever. So anybody who didn't see my tweets that night,
who told you to record that reaction, Jared?
This guy. The guy with the worst Thor opinion on the podcast.
You? I don't know. You told yourself.
Oh,
Armin.
Are you controlled by Alden Diaz right now?
Oh, yeah, that's why I lost. He made me flub on some questions. No, so I was not able to like watch the trailer when it dropped, and I was gonna watch it in the car with Taylor, and then I get the bombardment of texts in that group chat Trey was referring to, where he and Alden were like, record your reaction.
I watched it like basically as it came out because I was at work doing what you did for 2019 San Diego Comic-Con of standing in
do you
want
to like tell like the Reader's Digest version of that story for people who are new here, because that was during the days of Hall of Heroes?
We were hanging out in the basement of Yore and waiting for the Schmodown match that was airing that night, and before the Schmodown match was Marvel's Hall H. So as we're sitting there like eating pizza, a couple of the guys are playing foosball.
Yeah, Spencer and Joel and our friend Josh is playing foosball. I think you were watching, and I'm just like hovering over my phone like this on Twitter.
We have a Black Panther sequel. Black Widow. You know?
It was a very fun call.
So I'm sitting in the back room of my work going, there's a Black Panther trailer, 2 Avengers movies.
But yeah, everybody told me I wasn't allowed to watch the trailer until
they made the right call. Yeah, I like watching it. I was like, "Oh, Jared's gonna shit himself." Like this is this is everything he could have wanted.
Because Trey said I like verbatim was like, Armin, can you speak to make sure I can still hear people?
Yeah.
Okay. It got quiet on our end, but I couldn't tell if that was just
there was a brief crack, and we didn't know if there was.
But I watched it, and because they were like, you're going to lose your mind, because all they said was it's a music choice. And No Woman, No Cry comes on, and I'm like, this is so smart. Because all of the people who survived T'Challa are the women in his life. And that like didn't occur to me.
Mm-hmm.
Like, save for like M'Baku, which like, not really. But like, it's all the women of his life who survive him. And I was like, that is such a genius musical choice. And I was like,
No Woman, No Cry, one of my father's 2 favorite songs of all time. That, but only the live version. I have to be clear. only the Bob Marley live version, and Hey Ya, 2 songs that my father does not know the lyrics to, but he loves.
Hey Ya is one of the best pieces of American
It is, but
poetry
he also
ever written.
does not know that it's about like struggling through a marriage, and he played it at his wedding when he got remarried. I'm just like, it's like, all right, that and Brick
He
House.
gets a pass because most people don't know what that song is about. But I'm watching, I'm like, wow, this is so good. And then again, the video's on my Twitter. Go find it. The moment I heard like that very thing, we gonna be all right. I almost dropped my phone. Oh yeah. Trey has the screenshot.
I have a
of
photo
it.
here somewhere. While I scroll through photos of my new dog. This is the 2022 new reaction meme. Jared, in fact, was not all right.
No. Every hair on my body stood up. I do not think it is an overstatement to say that this might be the best Marvel trailer of all time.
Oh yeah.
Oh, it completely is. This and Infinity War, the first trailer for Infinity War, are my favorite Marvel trailers of all time.
It was so good. It was so good. Like I said, every hair on my body. And I love it because, like, you know, Kendrick Lamar, I'm going to try not to turn this into a Kendrick Lamar podcast. His, no pun intended, DNA is all throughout Black Panther because of the effect he had on the music. Mm-hmm. He and Ludwig Göransson, like, made so much of that movie and its ambiance through their music, All the Stars and, Pray
What
for
a
Me,
soundtrack.
King's Dead. Such an incredible soundtrack. I was listening to it the other day.
One of the best soundtracks of the 2010s.
It is not an accident that 2 of the best superhero soundtracks of the 2010s were basically just really cool rap compilation albums, because the Into the Spider-Verse soundtrack and the Black Panther soundtrack ran away with superhero soundtracks.
Guardians ones were good, but it's not the same.
No, it's not the same. Like, it's really easy to build a soundtrack around classic rock. The way that, like,
Spider-Verse, I mean, that film, like, I don't think I've ever seen a non-Pixar animated movie have the effect that this animated film had.
Yeah.
Like, I remember when just to go off on like a slight tangent, I remember when Spider-Verse was announced, it was like, I heard Mahershala Ali Spider-Man project. That was it. And he's like not even one of the main, like he's like a semi-main character in it, but like not the main. Oh my God. Spider-Verse 2. Oh my God.
Oh, I'm not ready.
There was like a slight toy leak that came out. Not like a leak.
Spider-Punk, right?
There was that I saw, but then like a toy of Spider-Man 2099. It was just like an action figure at a Target or whatever. It looks oh my God. I'm so excited for that. Chris Pine's Spider-Man song, the Christmas song in it.
Listen, I don't want another Spider-Verse movie unless I get Superior Spider-Man. I'm putting my foot down about it. But
did you see last thing? You see the Madam Web set pics today?
Oh yeah, I saw that.
Adam Scott. If Adam Scott is playing an older Peter Parker, I will just scream in happiness. That he would be so freaking good. That's all I have to say.
Yep.
Yes, and also exactly right about the Shang-Chi soundtrack.
Shang-Chi soundtrack's great.
That is another one that makes me want to get into a fist fight with somebody. But yeah, no, like the No Woman, No Cry, like he's survived by the people, but like T'Challa lives on, and like having that little bit of Kendrick in there, again, not just because like anything with Kendrick Lamar is going to make me scream, but as you saw, but like the fact that it's all right, and the way that like the cultural impact of that specific song being like the unofficial anthem of the Black Lives Matter movement back in 2015, like it's like there is so much in that amalgamation of No Woman, No Cry and All Right. Like it just so perfect. And I also just want to say the fact that you and the Goon Squad all immediately went, oh God. That makes me happy that everyone was like, oh great, Kendrick Lamar's in a superhero soundtrack. Get ready for Jared to freak the fuck out. But yeah, Armin, thoughts on Wakanda Forever trailer?
honestly, I don't know what to say that hasn't been said. Black Panther is in my top 10 MCU films. I love it. Everything about that film. Okay, yes, the CG was a bit rushed, but I can overlook CG when other things
only the
look
last
good.
third though.
Exactly, and I
That's
love it.
a Marvel thing.
Yeah, I can't wait. Honestly, the end of this year, I'm going to be an emotional wreck when that movie comes out. But also, Jarod, you've been a fan of my podcast, CBC, for a while. I've been saying for a decade now, when Namor shows up and he summons Imperious Rex, you're going to see how people reacted for Endgame. Somebody's going to record me because I'm going to lose my shit when he summons Imperious Rex and Rex Wakanda. Like, I love Namor, and I cannot
What is
wait.
Imperious Rex?
So, if you watch the trailer, Namor is looking at one like hieroglyph, and it looks like a dragon. Imperious Rex is an ancient dinosaur underwater creature that he can summon and control. And it literally, if he summons that thing, just let him do his thing and let him leave. It's just like OP Namor. So, yeah, I am hyped.
I was going to say, in the same way that everyone thought of me because of the Kendrick needle drop, I also thought of you when I saw Namor and the foot wings. Like, I can't wait for Namor.
I was shaking when he showed up in that trailer because there was that little doubt. I'm like, what if the scoopers and leaks are wrong and people are just misleading me? And then he shows up and I was like, I could feel myself just like shaking. It was intense.
Oh God, I'm gonna be just as bad when we get Doom. I hope these leaks are true that Doom is in this movie. Just that little. Just give me a crumb. Just give me a crumb, and I'm going to embarrass anybody I see this movie with. And I apologize in advance for it. Trey, Wakanda Forever thoughts, and I'm gonna kind of jump to when we're done with this. Is I know Armin's on a tight timetable. We're going to kind of go out of order and then jump to Fantastic Four and the two Avengers movies. And
I was going to say, I'll probably have like 10, 15 minutes. The thing I most want to talk about is Blade. I'll be real with you.
Okay, well then we'll do Blade and the Fantastic Four Avengers stuff, and then we'll go back to going in order and get back to Echo. So, Trey, Wakanda Forever thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, like you guys said, this is, I think, the best trailer in the MCU. I love Infinity War's first trailer. That's my favorite MCU film. But this trailer was beautiful. Like I think we all remember where we were when we heard that Chadwick died. And it was such a big thing. And obviously like him passing away is more important than a movie, than T'Challa's character in this movie. But T'Challa affected a lot of people. I went back and watched I think he was on Jimmy Fallon, where people were told hey, we're going to record you and Chadwick will see this video, ask them what did Black Panther mean to you? And then Chadwick would walk out behind the red curtain and greet them. And you see the effect that he had on people. Just he is certain people super, he's their guy. And the fact that he's gone is really hard for me. I wonder if maybe they should have recast him, but that's not my decision. I hate to see, I think from this trailer, we assumed T'Challa's dead. I hate to see that character go away. I hope there's when Namor possibly floods Wakanda, that T'Challa saves someone and he dies in a heroic act. He dies saving a child or something. That'd be great. But this trailer was phenomenal. I mean, the music, obviously we've talked about that. It was phenomenal, but I think what Ryan Coogler and Marvel have done with Black Panther is really interesting because it's like creating its own little universe within Marvel. It's creating all these little cultures within Wakanda. You have M'Baku and the people that he represent. You have T'Challa and all these different areas. And I'm a giant Winston Duke fan, so I love seeing him in this. I think
Winston
Black Panther
Goat.
Winston Goat. I'm even a fan of his. I haven't finished it, but his he plays Bruce Wayne in this Spotify Batman show. That's really
Batman
fun.
Unburied. Yeah,
it's really fun. My girlfriend Jess has listened to all of it, and she keeps telling me to listen to all the rest, and I just haven't. I don't know why, Jess. I'm sorry, but amazing trailer. I personally, if you were hey, who would you want to be Black Panther, I would say I believe the name is Nakia, right?
Yeah.
Lupita Nyong'o's character. I think she would be sick, but I also I get that we don't like Letitia Wright because of the vaccine stuff, but I think we also have to probably separate that with the character of Shuri, because Shuri becoming Black Panther is very valid and I'm okay with that. The Letitia Wright stuff rubs me the wrong way, but when they were writing this, that hadn't been a problem yet, so you can't really blame them.
Yeah.
But the only thing that makes me be like, wait, hold on, who is in that suit? Is when they cut to that suit in the last second, and he goes, and when I wake up, and I'm like, is that Killmonger?
I'm glad I'm not the only person who paid
I
too
don't
much
think
attention
it's
to the
him,
lyrics.
because the body of the person in that suit looks more feminine to me. But you give me more Michael B. Jordan. If she goes to the afterlife, forgive me for not remembering what it's called.
It's the ancestral plane, yeah.
True, right. And she brings back Killmonger, or we even see a shot of a ship, and maybe the Atlantic. I don't think they're called the Atlanteans in this, right?
No,
It's
not at all.
Okay, those whatever Namor's people are, bring him back from when he's underwater or whatever. I don't know, but if we get any more Killmonger in this, I'll be very happy. Michael B. Jordan's my favorite actor. Him and my goat Rupert Friend, love him. So I will happily love more Michael B. Jordan as Killmonger. But yeah, great trailer, best Marvel trailer of all time. Beautiful music. Happy that these songs are released online too, on Spotify and stuff. And Ryan could
they released the trailer version.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
I'm 99% sure.
Yeah, I saw it on Twitter.
Oh.
Someone was like, "Oh, it's available to listen to on Spotify now." So,
the full No Woman No Cry, all
Yeah.
right hybrid. Oh god.
I don't know if All Right's in it, but
I sure hope it is. But well, no, Trey, I just want to say I'm glad I'm not the only person, because I was ooh, there's a gold trim on the suit.
No one's talked about that either.
I haven't seen.
When I wake up, it's who wakes up?
Yeah, oh man.
yeah, it's
Also,
there.
I do a lot of video editing. That's my job, and just the cutting of the scene with the music, I think that was beautiful. That's such a cool little tease. It's not okay, we're gonna show a shadow of a person. It's and when I wake up, and then you see a Black Panther suit, you're wait, what does that mean? It's such great speculation for people like us.
Well, and I don't think it's unreasonable to speculate like that, because of how integral the music is to this trailer.
Don't forget, Marvel Studios lies with trailers. For all we know, that could be the Hulk in that position, and we could be we were bamboozled by Marvel, because they do it all the time. They literally do it in everything. So, it's. I think there's intense.
The Hulk. There's a slow pan up. Banner is holding an iPhone with an AirPod in. And he goes, "To Pimp a Butterfly is a great album." Just right down.
I'm always mad. That racism.
I'm always mad. Mad City. Yeah. Anyway,
man down.
Oh.
I'm glad that very niche Kendrick Lamar joke got a laugh. Travis, Wakanda Forever thoughts?
When Chadwick passed in 2019, because it's been too long.
20, yeah.
2020. I'm recorded saying that I think he is the most important portrayal of a superhero in live action media, and I stick to that. And it worried me about this movie. I had the Marvel thing where I'm I don't know what they're going to do, but I have faith that they're going to do it right. But leading in, I really, I just had no idea what their plan was. I still really don't know what their plan is, but this trailer, any worry I had, gone.
Was there all the reshoots, Letitia Wright being a bit of a jackass on set, her getting injured, whether or not she was actually injured or it was an anti-vax thing, we don't know.
No way she was injured. It's bullshit. This is all bullshit.
Whatever.
Antibodies, maybe.
That was funny. But whatever happened on set, this is a troubled production on top of the fact that they lost their lead. And everything you guys said, I want to piggyback off of what you and Trey were saying. Chadwick's death, as somebody who primarily spends their online fandom time with Star Wars, it felt like when we lost Carrie again. It felt like when Carrie Fisher passed.
It was
where it was that like it sent
even more than that.
shockwaves.
It's
I know,
like Carrie died
yeah.
like right after Empire filmed or something.
Exactly. Yeah. Like, and there's that element of like, well, shit, there's still so much to do.
Yeah.
But that's what it took me back to that place, that level of like a cultural icon is gone now.
Yeah, it's like it's a person whose character that they played like shaped the world. Like quite like literally shaped the world. Like human beings' lives were changed by this person playing this character.
Yeah.
And not even in Marvel. Like he plays Jackie Brown and like all these different people and just so many he's performed in so many different great roles. It was it's still like it just sucks, man.
Yep.
I agree completely. I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, you're fine. I mean, that was I was already planning on taking like 2 weeks of November off of work because in like the 2 week span, I get God of War Ragnarok, this movie, and then Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. So like, I'm set for like 2 weeks. We're good.
Yeah. I think you've earned that time off. I've pretty much given my thoughts on this. We're going to jump out of order, like I said, to maximize our time with Armin. Armin, Blade, take it away.
All right, so since it's the last thing I get to talk about, this is my most anticipated project of anything Marvel, DC, or pretty much anything. First and foremost, Blade as a character, I absolutely love him, but people always question why, and this goes all the way back to, I'm a refugee. I came to the U.S. in 1996, at the peak of, Spider-Man the Animated Series and X-Men. The first episode I ever saw featured Morbius, and it featured Blade. And my parents got me the internet, and I was still learning English. So I searched Blade, and I saw that they were making a movie. That was the first thing I remember distinctly as like a Marvel fan. And those movies, the first two, would become like major parts of me growing up and loving film. And Blade, when it got announced like 2 years ago or 3 years ago, I legit cried because I never thought I would see Blade again. And the fact we got a huge, important actor who, in my opinion, is a positive voice for Muslims because he is Muslim. Mahershala Ali is Muslim. Yeah. And the fact that he's going to have the spotlight and he just spreads the love to everybody and loves Blade. And me, again, as somebody who's from Eastern Europe, who grew up literally surrounded by multiple villages where the first vampires occurred. It carries through tradition, and there, I believe that shit as a child. So come in here, Blade, the vampires, the culture, and them saying they're going to represent it properly and do, well, technically the Strigoi, the original vampire, justice. To me, it like speaks to everything I love about that time in my life, escaping war, coming here, discovering Blade, reading comics, and then getting an actor I absolutely love in that role. And Marvel Studios saying that now they're open to R-rated and adult content, and Blade is just having a resurgence. Just this project to me is like everything. Like whoever thought Marvel Studios would announce Blade, right? Like out of all the characters, it's like you can do so much more that'll make tons of money because Blade is a little bit of an obscure character, right? Like he's known for the movies and that's it. So to me, this is it. Honestly, every time we get an update, like I start buzzing. Just I can't wait for this film, and knowing it's next November, that's it. Like I am gonna take time off to watch this film. It's everything. Like I'm gonna own every product, every poster. I don't care. It's my new thing. Like it'll be my number one film just by default because I'm a fanboy. That's like the thing with Blade for me. So I can't wait.
I'm very excited for you, man. I know, like, I know you have the Blade hype. I was honestly expecting you to be more excited for Fantastic Four. That's why I was like, oh, we got to get Armin to talk about Fantastic Four. But no, I mean, you're right. Like this is absolutely one I would not have put money on just as I'm like, what the hell are they going to do with Blade? And then, like you said, they bring in the powerhouse that is Mahershala Ali. So, absolutely. Do you want to talk about any of the Phase 6 stuff before you bounce, bud?
The only thing I got really to say is Fantastic Four, favorite team in comics outside of like Inhumans. So I love the Fantastic Four. And the fact that they're calling, I don't even want to talk about Secret Wars because that's too big. the fact that they're calling it the Kang Dynasty and being a big fan of Fantastic Four and Kang, who are inherently connected, because, it's like, oh, who's Kang? Well, 1,000 years in the future, it's a descendant of Reed Richards, but also it's King Tut and Alexander the Great and other characters, because he literally sent other Kangs to prevent himself from rising to power. And the fact that Kang Dynasty hints at the fact that that might be what the plot is, where we're going to see like a dozen Kangs warring for time and space, I can't believe they're going to do it. But Marvel is madmen, and they proved with the Infinity film, Infinity War and Endgame, that they can do it. So it's honestly just unreal that we're going to get Kang Dynasty followed by Secret Wars. Like, I saw the image pop up, and I thought it was a fake, so I just scrolled by, and I was like, whatever, somebody photoshopped this. Get out of here. They can't possibly announce these two films. And then I saw the Marvel page legitimately posted, and I was like, well, fuck me. And then I was like, oh, well, at least I got another 3 years worth of work ahead of me, so I'm good. I can die.
Yeah.
Die happy.
Yeah. You're gonna stay fed. Armin, thank you for joining us, bud. I know you got to get going. I say this every time. There's like, if anybody's watching us that isn't already subscribed to you guys, I'd be very confused by that. But where can the lovely people find you and what you do, my friend?
Fuck it. Find me on TikTok. I'm ARMIN2236 or something along those. I don't know. Jarod you can probably follow me. Find me from him. I mainly just post a bunch of reactionary videos to stupid comments. People say dumb shit, and I'm like, I can't believe you just said this is woke because you don't even know what it means, you dumb fucks. And that's pretty much what I do.
You didn't happen to watch the TNAT Ms. Marvel review yet, have you?
Not yet, no.
Okay, that's fine.
I have it literally for my next cardio session.
So we ended with a 30-minute sidebar bullshit, but part of it is Travis going, my favorite thing about TikTok is watching Armin just yell at people who get angry about Ray.
You get at least there's 3 or 4 days out of the month every month where you post something and one of your Ray figures is in the video, and then you just nonstop all the comments.
All of them. I respond to all of them being like, you are stupid and I hate you. Respectfully, of course.
It's
I hate
Armin, you. What? I'm trying to find it right now.
Oh, I don't even fucking know these days. I'm terrible at social media and pretty much everything. ARMA2236. That's what it is. If you follow me, I'll follow you back. That's how I do.
Right.
Armin is lovely. One of my favorite people, and obviously none of us will accept any slander against Jedi Master Ray Skywalker ever.
Perfect.
Oh, dude, if you post on Twitter that you like Ray Skywalker, the blue butterflies come at you. Let me tell you. Let me tell you.
All right. That's enough from that. Armin, thank you for coming around, bud.
Thank you for having me on. Glad I could show for Blade and MCU, and I can avoid talking about the disappointment that was DC, because Jesus fucking Christ, what a burning train wreck.
Well, on that note, see you later, bud. And you
guys have a good one. Take care. Nice meeting you.
Later.
All right, ladies and gentlemen.
Live footage of his attorney.
I hate you.
I had to play Armin out with Alex. I had to. All right. Jumping back into order, and perfectly for Trey, we have Echo. Very excited about this. These are one of those, there are no-brainer shows and movies, like a Fantastic Four.
Morbius 2, Mormon Time.
Shut the fuck up.
Armin was making like a very beautiful talk about Blade, and my whole time I was thinking don't you dare say Morbius 2. Don't ruin his.
Don't let the words Morbin Time leave your lips. No, but there are all these no-brainers. And then they're like, we're going to do a show about Echo.
Echo is dope, though.
Echo is dope. But that's what I'm saying is what I love about this is in the same way that everybody went, fucking Guardians of the Galaxy?
Yeah.
What?
That is a good point, actually.
Sure. You're going to do a show about this C-lister most people don't know exists, and you're going to make him a household name? Do it.
I think
with
Guardians,
the kick-ass representation that is already like
yeah,
ingrained into it of like a disabled Native American character. You fucking A right, yeah.
I think Guardians
Geeks
was
and
like
Gamers is mad.
Geeks and Gamers can die mad.
Oh, he will.
Yeah, that fucking cocksucker.
just-
That shit about Obi-Wan today sent me into a blind rage.
Oh boy. Oh boy. He's back, y'all. I haven't heard the words Geeks and Gamers in that order in at least 2 years. I'm sorry.
Let's not talk to Jarod much.
Recently it's been like real.
Everybody's been
real
really proud of
hateful
me. Everyone's been real proud of me that I have not like doubt until we did the Phantom Menace and how we got here thing.
I need to listen to those. Honestly, like I need to.
Thank you.
I haven't yet.
A lot of people have been saying a lot of nice things, and it's been very humbling.
And I can only assume because it's you and Alden. Like obviously, you guys know your shit.
Two people that I hate personally. But.
I don't blame you.
But you have to admit they're at least right on one thing.
Yeah, that Thor sucks. Right?
I used to be really bad about hate watching Phantom Menace content.
Oh yeah.
I used to be really bad. I used to watch
Jared,
Doom
you
cocking
texted us
Geeks and
live
Gamers on the
updates
daily.
of the Alex trial all day. What do you mean used to be?
Well, now
It's
he's moved
all-
on to real Nazis.
It's just Alex Jones at this point. Like I have supplemented the Phantom Menace
You're like,
shit
the
with Alex
deposition
Jones.
has spoken. Alex is fucked. And I'm like, it's 2:30. I just walked my dog. What is he talking about?
What's better?
He's like, they're claiming Alex was kidding the whole time. Like, what? Who's Alex? Alex Damon? No, not him.
But what makes it funnier is that like Michael McCoy and Jerry from Bombadcast, they're both also in this group chat. I got to listen to Knowledge Fight now. So like all of them, like Michael and Jerry are the only people who know what the fuck I'm talking
You all
about.
love
in a
just
given moment.
creatures. Just like weird specimen of human beings
Oh, yeah.
fascinate you.
Yeah, Michael's super into Chris Chan. I have Alex Jones. Jerry.
There's a guy for me,
Rob's-
Daniel
Rob's
Larson
calling
on
me out right
TikTok.
now.
Daniel
I'm
Larson
slacking.
is this weirdo guy. Like I know all of his lore, which is such a weird sentence to say out loud.
Who did
like
you say?
real human being.
I missed who you were talking
Daniel
about.
Larson. He's the guy who
Oh,
created
I know that
Quandale Dingle.
That name
Have you-
sounds familiar.
He's I don't have enough time to talk about him, but anyways. Dude's wild.
But I've been knowledge fight pilling you guys. Michael has been schooling us on Chris Chan. You can walk us through.
Chris Chan and Yu-Gi-Oh cards, which I
Yeah.
love. I have a deck, but
Sweet Jesus, Chris Chan. I have a work Discord that has a dedicated channel to news about Chris Chan.
still don't know
Like
who
I-
Chris Chan is.
You're fine not knowing.
I don't want to know. They
Nope.
seem weird.
Yep.
It
It is a dark hole to go
that's
down.
funny. That's really funny. Anyway, Echo, I'm super excited for.
Oh,
it.
yeah.
Obviously, we're gonna be getting Daredevil and
Echo's dope.
Kingpin,
Echo's a
which
dope
is also
character.
cool. We have Loki season 2 coming after that. That's my favorite MCU show so far. It's my favorite so far.
It's not even close either for me. Although,
No.
like I keep saying, I have not finished Miss Marvel, but Loki season 2, like, okay, if you will just entertain me for a second, my top 10 MCU stuff is Infinity War 1, No Way Home 2, Loki is 3, like literally top 5 for me. And then we have like Winter Soldier, Guardians 2, Black Panther, Endgame, Thor, Ragnarok, Homecoming, and Iron Man. But like Loki, I should rewatch that at some point soon. But I love that shit too.
Tristan, we were talking about that in our group chat that there was an Alex Jones and Chris Chan trial all about to be happening at the same time, and that Michael and I's mental health is probably in severe question because of how excited we are about it. But yeah, no, this is my favorite MCU show so far. I loved Loki. I think Loki is up there in some of the most fun I've also had as like a content creator. Like the
It's funny
high
how that works.
that
Like,
was absolutely
Book
a part of it for me.
Boba Fett for me, like the same. Like podcasting during that was so much fun. I didn't even love that show.
I was having so much fun because like I had that moment in like the first episode of Loki, and it was funny because it was just me and Joel. think it was just me and Joel on that first episode doing a review where I was like, here's my theory. And I was like, and it was like my big like redemption for fumbling the bag so hard with WandaVision and how badly I fucked up the predictions for that. And I was just like, Pepe, huh? Oh, I was Mephisto pilled. I was fully Mephisto pilled. I
didn't care.
I stayed on that ship until it was completely underwater.
I am not excited for Agatha. I'm sorry. Why is that? Why does that show exist?
Guardians of the Galaxy rule. It's the Guardians of the Galaxy rule.
Sure, but I've seen that character already, and she was like, okay.
I mean,
I'm not a fan of that.
Echo does have more meat on the bone, but it's the same thing as Echo.
Honestly. And plus, they get to play more around with how magic works in the MCU. Because of how hard they went for so long with magic is not a thing until Doctor Strange happened. They were like, I guess technically sorcery is a thing now. That like they get to play with how magic
Show me
is.
the like Salem trial stuff, and I'm more interested.
I want to see that.
The very old stuff.
Yeah. I like maybe we kind of said this about Loki. I want like the Sisterhood of the Traveling Agatha. I want to see where she is during different points of the MCU so far. You know what I mean?
I'm more interested in that, than like just current her.
Oh, I agree completely. And I also want to say though, and like how I said, there's more meat on the bone with Echo because we get more from her as a character in Hawkeye. But like with Agatha, you also got to remember, like just because of the nature of WandaVision, we didn't get a lot of Agatha.
Because she wasn't Agatha.
Because she wasn't Agatha Harkness, like for the whole show. So like I like the fact that Catherine Hahn's going to get to be able to stretch her muscles more. And because I loved her as Agatha when we knew it was Agatha all along. Super excited for Loki. More Kang can't be a bad thing. We talked Blade already. Ironheart. It is go time. We got 2 Tony Stark stands sitting right here. It is time for our next Iron Hero. I can't believe we didn't mention this when we were talking about Wakanda Forever. Because
I have no idea how excited I got. I had no idea she was in the movie.
You didn't know Riri was in it?
No.
Oh,
I did not know until the trailer
Travis
came
is
out.
Patrick Star. I mean, bro's living under a rock.
In his defense, we have not done a news episode in so fucking long.
I've been getting cut hours at work and still been getting overtime. And like,
is your hat Kendrick?
No. It's a streamer named Julian Salamita, who is streaming currently.
My other idea was Saints Row. It was either Kendrick or Saints Row. I wasn't sure.
Yeah, Julian is Jenna Marbles of YouTube.
I know
fame. Her boyfriend.
Okay.
Nope. Shit. I keep missing. There we go.
This is actually a prototype of his merch because they sent me the wrong hat and I got to keep it.
Oh, nice. That's cool.
So
yeah. I just wore a Marvel hat because I wanted to pretend.
Jared, when are we going to talk about Daredevil?
We're getting there. But yeah, no, Ironheart, super excited. Obviously, we're going to get to see her at the end of the year in Wakanda Forever.
Yes.
So
I don't know anything about her.
Riri.
And that's kind of what I like.
Cool.
Riri's
fucking cool.
That's what I like about Marvel. And like, okay, I have my favorite comic book characters, like I've said a few times, like Daredevil, Spider-Man. Those are my guys. But like Riri Williams, I don't know anything about her. And I really like, just kind of go off, my favorite viewing experience with, I don't care if it's a book, comic book, film, TV show, is when I know nothing about it and I can go in and just experience it. Like, for example, it
was a wild Jess Schloth, everybody.
A wild Jess appearance. But like the villain from Black Widow, I didn't care that was kind of changed because I didn't know who that was. But so I'm
also hot take. I
loved
loved the Taskmaster change. I loved it.
I
know.
I forgot, but
I mean,
I didn't care because I wasn't attached to that character. But if I was attached, I would get it. But they can just play the mid-ass Avengers game on PlayStation if that's what they want.
He's in the Spider-Man game, which is arguably a better appearance from Taskmaster.
His voice in that's funny. Spider-Man.
Oh yeah. Fun boss fight though. That's one of my favorite boss fights.
It is fun. It is fun. Yeah.
But yeah, we got Ironheart, which again I'm super excited for. We already talked about Agatha Coven of Chaos, so we can keep. Oh, we did get the name change because it was House of Harkness and they have changed it to Coven of Chaos, which is neat and a better name. Another show about Daredevil. We can just keep going on. I'm kidding. We got Daredevil Born Again. This is exciting. Obviously, we have confirmation that Charlie
18
Cox.
episodes.
Yes, we're finally breaking the curse.
We're breaking the 6th episode, half the budget of a film template that the MCU has been doing,
and Star Wars too. Like both of them are bucking it with Andor and She-Hulk. And guys, we got to make sure Daredevil does well so that they realize that we can't keep doing this 6-episode show.
I'm worried about it. I'll be honest with you. Like I'm
worried
like
in that like you're so invested
excited
that you don't want it to fail, or
no, I don't want it to fail. Like the original three seasons of Daredevil are like to me, it's the Dark Knight trilogy of like TV of like superhero TV. And I know some people like now
Daredevil's not that mid.
It's like the cool thing. I was about to fucking say that you still have some jokers on this podcast like to say now that the Dark Knight trilogy is like not the best, but it is. It is the best.
Have me on your movie podcast to talk about that. I'll come in with my white hot Batman takes.
Do you like the Batman or the Dark Knight more?
The Batman by like 8 miles.
It's not even a fucking contest. I speaking for him and for myself, like I love the Dark Knight. The Batman.
Okay, fair enough. But I don't even remember where I was going. But like the first 3 seasons or the only 3 seasons of Daredevil are like my favorite things ever in a superhero thing. Like I think Charlie Cox as Daredevil is the best superhero casting of all time. The single best. A lot of people say Robert Downey Jr. as Iron Man. Like I'm not going to fight them for that. This is an opinion. But Charlie Cox as Matt Murdock is so freaking good. The fact that we're getting him in Spider-Man freshman year, a show that makes no sense anymore. I'm happy. I'm happy for Charlie that he gets to keep playing this character. But that show, like, I don't know anymore. But yeah, Born Again, man. Like, we're getting hopefully all these characters back. We're gonna get like the term that everyone fucking says, soft reboot. I don't know what that means, but I'm excited. I'm really nervous because I don't want him to get nerfed. Like I don't know if the like, let's say that Daredevil, the first show never came out, right? And it's going to first come out on Disney Plus. I don't know if the quality would be the same, just because I don't know if Marvel would have the balls to like make it as dark as it goes. With him like wanting to kill people, like that's literally season 3 is he's going to go kill Kingpin. I don't know if they would do that on Disney Plus, but so that's kind of like my worries, is because I'm like, I don't know if they're going to make it as good as these first 3 seasons, but even if it's not as good, I'm going to get more Charlie Cox as Daredevil. I'm going to get more Vincent D'Onofrio as the freaking GOAT Kingpin. And that excites me. I will always have those first 3 seasons. It's kind of how I feel with like reboots of stuff, is I'll always have the original, no matter what the sequel or whatever is. I'll always have that first movie or first 3 seasons of a show. So I'm very, 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 very excited. And I'm also nervous as shit because I am nervous. I don't really trust them in the TV format. If it was a movie, I would trust them more. But the TV format, 18 episodes, that excites me. That makes me have more hope, because that's like a lot of episodes for like anything over 10 is a lot of episodes for a season. So I'm excited. Yeah, I in the words of Quill, I have spoken.
I agree with you. I think Daredevil is the Netflix show is one of the pinnacles of superhero fiction, on live action especially. I'm super excited. The fact that they're bringing back allegedly pretty much the entire Netflix cast, from top to bottom. Like we were talking about this off air
and stuff.
It sounds like the only person who will not be back is
Elektra.
Finn Jones, who played
Elektra too.
I
didn't like her. I'm the only person
her.
who Matthew. I hate how she says the word Matthew. It's my biggest gripe with her character. Matthew, it drives me nuts. It drives me freaking nuts.
Misogynist Trey Mitchell strikes again.
Ray Skywalker, baby.
Ray Skywalker, baby. No, I've heard rumblings that she may be back, and I hope she is. Honestly,
Lisa Gonzalez.
I liked it. I liked her. I liked her. But yeah, no, I think this is super exciting. Like we said, the extra episodes, again, very promising. The subtitle is interesting because, from what I understand, a lot of the Born Again
that was season 3
points was used in season 3.
Yeah.
But also, like, Avengers Age of Ultron didn't involve any fucking time travel, so.
Well, it's also kind of meta, like Born Again within the MCU, like that kind of
just
thing.
Just like Spider-Man: Homecoming,
and like okay, Matt was great in No Way Home. Like that was Matt Murdock. It wasn't like Charlie Cox playing a different version. Like that was the same character, which gives me hope, right?
Yeah, with that charm as well. But yeah, this is
so good.
I cannot wait for this.
Good.
And what I think is interesting when you were talking about nerfing Daredevil is that honestly, Daredevil in the MCU proper excites me so much for a couple reasons. One, I think we're getting a more comic accurate Kingpin based off of Hawkeye.
I didn't love Kingpin and Hawkeye, but I don't think it was like, I don't know how I say this. I don't think that Kingpin was bad. I just didn't love like the writing in general.
Well, we didn't get enough time with Kingpin. I think that there was they dropped the ball by not letting Kingpin be in the show the whole time, in my opinion. But like seeing that Kingpin survives getting hit by a car and all the weird ass trick arrows he gets hit with, and then obviously he survives getting shot by Echo. Like I am already getting the vibe of a Kingpin who can run through a wall.
Yeah.
Or like that, like I'm 100% muscle mass.
We're going, like you said, more comic accurate, which is where Marvel is trending now, because, you know, in 2015 when Daredevil came out, they were afraid of doing stuff like that.
You're a little bit more tepid, and I don't blame them for
he's a big man who's very strong, but like he's not gonna break off a huge pipe out of the wall and smack you with it.
Exactly, and I like that. And I love that if we were gonna get the D'Onofrio, like what when I was a boy, Mr. Murdoch, like that performance mixed with I can literally run through a brick wall because I'm just all muscle. That makes me hopeful that we're gonna get a Daredevil who's like doing backflips 10 feet in the air, and is like this like crazy like super ninja acrobat. Mm-hmm. Like give me the characterization with the highfalutin comic book bullshit superpowers.
I just hope that they like realize how beloved this character is by
they know
people.
They know.
And, like,
Sean from Comic Book Cast, who works on the Disney stuff, I will never stop thanking him because it is because of him and because of his influence that we are getting the amount of Daredevil stuff we're getting. They know, they fucking get it.
Yeah,
they fucking get it.
Like I said earlier, I'll always have the original show. But Charlie Cox is Daredevil, man. Like, that's my guy. If people don't know me, this is my first experience with you as the viewer. No Way Home was like my personality trait for like 7 months. And
get Trey to LA, baby.
Get Trey to LA. I flew to LA for a day. It sounds so ridiculous when I say it out loud.
It was beautiful. You've never had the internet more on your side than that day.
So basically, I flew to LA for one day, #get Trey to LA, to see the second Spider-Man trailer live in person for the first time with Tom Holland. And so I was a big Spider-Man No Way Home fan. And when Charlie Cox showed up, like, that was one of my favorite experiences in the theater ever. Like my friends and I like all held each other. We were just like, oh my God, this is incredible. And just like, yeah, I'm really excited to see him in the MCU. Like I always wondered like what side would he be in Civil War? And like all these things, like what would he do if he was in Endgame and stuff like that. So I'm extremely excited for Daredevil. That's my guy. And not only Daredevil, but like his whole supporting cast, Foggy, Karen, Kingpin, Echo. Echo is such a, like, if you haven't read comics, Echo's a really, really, really cool character. And if we weren't getting Daredevil or Kingpin in her own show, it would still be fantastic because she is really cool and really interesting. And I talked to you a little bit earlier, Jared. I'm not sure if the show was starting yet or not, but about the fact that Kevin Feige was like, yeah, there are these characters that are going to be more on the street level, Daredevil and Spider-Man, and that is like an audible orgasm to my ears. Like, if we see Daredevil and Spider-Man just like kicking ass on the streets, that's all I want. That's all I want in Marvel. That like, I don't know what to say. I peaked then. So
it's gonna be a big nut bust.
I didn't know that was coming. So just watching that, just seeing that live, was really fun. Yeah. What he said.
It's gonna be a big nut bust.
Gonna be. You're saying that as if it didn't already happen.
Yeah. What's gonna happen again?
We showed Spencer's sister
multiple
that
nuts.
video last week.
Yeah.
Not my idea,
Yeah.
obviously. Watching her watch that was one of the funniest moments in my life.
I can see that.
Because like I'm trying to have like a silent conversation with Spencer. I'm like, he's about to take his dick out. Do you want to turn the screen away before he? And I'm like trying to like say that with my face.
Yeah.
It was a fun time. I'm gonna let that be a cliffhanger as to whether or not anybody prevented that part of the video from happening. Anyway, Daredevil thoughts before we move on.
Obviously very excited.
Yes.
Okay, Trey, you're really into this. Do I need to watch Defenders to watch Daredevil season 3?
Defenders is fun. I don't know where all the hate comes from.
It's not that it came out at a bad time for me.
Okay,
and
the
I
only
just
thing
lost
is
it.
like Elektra, like her plot and that is like interesting. But like also like the preview for Daredevil. Wait, hold on. Have you not seen Daredevil season 3?
Okay. So
it's okay if you haven't. I'm just excited for you.
Iron Fist came out, it wasn't even that I was on the hate train for Iron Fist. I just lost somewhere in there, like I didn't finish it. And then Defenders came out. I was like, well, I got to finish Iron Fist. And then whatever came out after that, I was like, oh, but I got to finish Defenders and Iron Fist, and it just cascaded. So I haven't
seen Iron Fist. But
okay,
Defenders is really fun. Like it's like super silly, but like seeing like Matt interact with like Iron Fist and Luke Cage and Jessica Jones, it's cool. But like the main thing is like Elektra. At the end of season 2, she dies, and then in Defenders she gets brought back as the Hand, and that's basically it. And then Matt like tries to sacrifice himself for her, and then like ends up like in all this rumble, and he wakes up at the beginning of season 3 like basically dead, and he has to get like taken care of by the Catholic Church. And but Daredevil season 3 is like, it shows you that like you don't have to have you don't have to have like a $250 million budget like Thor Love and Thunder had to make a shit product. Like you can have like a $40 million budget.
So Captain America: New World Order.
But that's great. I do want to watch. I want to finish Daredevil before the show comes out, and I have plenty of time. Obviously,
season 3 is phenomenal. It's the best season. Like 1 is great, but season 3 is it's the best. And all the side characters, like there's a side character named Agent Nadim, and he is really, really
Agent
good.
Nadim.
Yeah,
Agent
when
Nadim.
I almost got Lexi to start because she hasn't seen Daredevil either, and I like the week we were going to start it is that 1 week where it wasn't on Netflix and not on Disney Plus yet, so we didn't end up starting it. So now, like,
Is it on Disney Plus now?
Yeah.
All of the Netflix shit is.
Okay. Yeah. Now that I think about that, yeah. But Daredevil, I remember season 3 came out. I did 1 semester of college. I studied abroad in Italy, and I remember watching that.
Trey was in Florence. Yeah,
I was in London. Watching that, and it was great. I watched like 4 episodes of the fucking Rome airport, and then watched the rest of it with. I had like every virus in the world in London. Don't get a 33-bed hostel in London where you share a room with 33 different people. Not a great idea, but Daredevil season 3 goated for real.
Did you have any fun watching it in Florence, Trey?
Dude, I was so depressed when I was in Italy that I read like so many comics. That's where I read all of my Daredevil was when I was in Italy.
I'm really fishing for a reaction to saying Florence and Trey next to each other.
You want Florence Trey to come out?
I would love to see Florence Trey.
That version of Florence Trey is dead. He had a great life. He did. Life.
But yeah, I also think it's 18 episodes. I'm not over that.
It's a lot of episodes. That's like a lot.
We could do a whole show dedicated to the evolution of like TV storytelling.
3 times as many as Falcon and the Winter Soldier.
It's like, well, we got to the point, what was Game of Thrones last season? 8
episodes.
I have not seen Game of Thrones.
I haven't either, but I know it's like so important to how like in the meta narrative of like how people have told story on TV, that like Game of Thrones kind of started setting the standard of like, we can
Saul, baby.
And now it's
because it used to be you get like a 22 episode season.
And you had to
stuff like Thrones put their balls on the table.
Yeah.
And then they put their balls on the table and was like, well, what if we go hour and a half long 10 episode seasons? And then 8 flew a little bit. The final season flew a little bit too close to the sun because they were like they shorted themselves on episodes, but they were all 2 hours long. Now we're complaining
like
Stranger Things, the new one. Like the final few episodes were so long.
They're literally feature-length movies. But yeah, so like we've gotten to the point now where Disney Plus is on the 6-episode kick, right? Where like we can tell a full story in 6 episodes and you're gonna like it.
Yeah.
To watch them turn so quick on that and go, we're gonna give you 18 episodes.
Is a lot.
How much?
12 is great for me.
Yeah, I'm not worried. I'm just like confounded. How
I think it's interesting because when you go back to the Marvel Netflix stuff, people used to complain about the episode counts. People used to be like, this is too much. You can always trim this fat in the middle. Mitch made a joke in here about like, how many episodes is it going to be where Matt's just like laid up on the couch because he got his ass kicked by a bunch of ninja. Like,
Ahsoka's helping him.
Yeah. She showed up to the wrong set on the wrong day and they were like, just shoot it. It's fine. She showed up with the Leku on and they were like, you're working on Daredevil, right?
It's wrong show and it's too short. Luke Skywalker's going to show up and help them fight the Hand. But no, I'm excited by the episode count. It's all of this is super exciting stuff, and I also am a hardcore Daredevil fan like you, Trey. So I'm very excited for all of it. Joking aside, now moving on to our next movie, we have the globalist production of Captain America: New World Order.
Yep.
Okay.
New World Order is so funny because anyone who knows conspiracy theories knows that that's a conspiracy theory.
I got giddy. I'm not even going to lie to you. I got more excited about hearing crazy people complain about this movie than I did about the movie getting announced for a split second.
Liberal agenda.
Imagine all of the shit takes about Black Panther, and now we're going to get that like 15-fold at least.
Well, I'm just excited for more Sam Wilson. I really like him as Captain America. I don't want to see any more of Chris Evans unless he's Human Torch in Secret Wars. That would be sick, by the way. But
I would only want to
see Sam Wilson is the moment.
I would only want to see Evans back as Cap in a Secret Wars arena, and it's only because I want to watch 2 Captain Americas wreck fucking shop together. Like the only thing you can tell me on is like a Secret Wars type situation. Is Secret Wars, and it is just Sam and Cap doing a I go low, you go high type thing, where like where Steve is just like ground pounding dudes, and Sam is up in the air. Just
you have so much to work, like them tossing the shield back and forth during the fight.
It's like Civil War
on like steroids. Oh my god, they could do so much with that.
I'm doing excited. Like a cool setup where like you could have like
in Secret Wars, not in this movie.
Yeah, like you could have like Sam like from the air give Steve a boost with the shield to come down like higher and harder down on somebody. Like you could do so much, especially with a villain like most likely Kang or like God King Doom, who like can take such a vicious beating that you could just. You don't have to worry about anybody getting the piss beat out of them. Trey, copy that. But yeah, no, I'm super excited for more of Anthony Mackie, Sam. Here's my thing, though. I I know they're going to because it's how this shit works. Don't give us a new costume. It's perfect. Don't tweak it. Don't do anything. I mean, if you're going to add like red accents, sure, but leave it the fuck alone. Yeah. Anybody else? Other thoughts on Cap?
Covered it up.
And then next up after that, we have Thunderbolts, which is going to be cool. Very curious what they do with this cast. Also, obviously, William Hurt no longer being with us. I'm curious to see what they do with that. I don't see any problem recasting Thunderbolt Ross, especially for a movie like this. I think it's kind of required. And then we have there have been release dates for all of these. We're just kind of flying through. We do finally have a release date for the Fantastic Four, which is kind of the big news that came from it, is that we have a November 8th, 2024 release date. Very excited for that. And Phase 6 begins with Fantastic Four and with Avengers, the Kang Dynasty, and then Avengers Secret Wars, which I can't believe I'm saying out loud. That's right now is when it just hit me.
Yep.
And sank in. Holy shit.
Yeah. I just remember seeing the leak the day before of they trademarked all of these in Europe. They just trademarked them all. I was like, all right, but we're not going to hear about them yet. And then this was the first thing I saw as well on
like what Armin was saying.
Yeah, I was like, I saw the Avengers thing. I'm like, oh my god, the Mad Lads, we're doing it.
I
really are
like
going
I said,
to the bathroom.
I'm a big Star Wars fan, and I wish Star Wars would do something like this, where, here's our slate, here's what we're gonna do, here's what you should get excited for. There's a a list and a plan, and like seeing Marvel do this makes me wish Star Wars would do it. But
I think
things change in Star Wars a little bit too quickly for that to happen. But
yeah, I think Star Wars will get its day here soon. I think we're approaching a new era. I'm excited for. Yeah, when is D23?
I think September.
That's what I thought. Man, D23 is going to be huge. But yeah, Secret Wars, the options are
only time they can come back. Hopefully, I don't need them back too much, but
no, it would be interesting to see them again. I think that, there's two different versions of Secret Wars. We'll see which one they want to adapt more. I quite frankly think that considering Fantastic Four into Kang, into Secret Wars, I think we'll be getting the second version of Secret Wars, which was the heroes failed to stop all the incursions, and then all of reality ended up kind of cluster fucked into one Earth that was ruled over by Dr. Doom. And I think it's going to be really cool, depending on when Doom is introduced and how long we have with him. I think it will be really cool if Doom is kind of this like, okay, you're a problem, but we'll get to you when we get to you, because Kang is the bigger bad. And then that's our big twist at the end of Kang Dynasty, is that Doom ends up being, oh, no, you were watching this cup over here when you should have been watching me, and I got you for it. Or even that like Doom betrays everybody. I think that would also be cool, is if there's like there's a moment of desperation where the Avengers and the Fantastic Four and everybody who's left lean on Victor for help, which has happened in the comics before, where something gets so out of hand that they need to tag in Dr. Doom. But yeah, I think it'd be, I can't wait for all of this. Trey, I know you have to get going, so I am going to let you go, and Travis and I will actually, before you go, Spider-Man freshman year thoughts. Because I know this is both of your boys here. I don't want you to leave.
Yeah, I think like the more I sit on it, the more I'm kind of like, damn, that kind of stings. Because like when the show was announced, it was like, oh, we're gonna get like the freshman year of Peter Parker in the MCU, and we're gonna hear like, how he became Spider-Man, and we're gonna see more of him in that original homemade suit and stuff. And then this Hall H, I don't think it was Hall H, but this San Diego Comic-Con thing comes out, and it was like, okay, well, we're gonna do Peter like up until Civil War, but instead of Tony Stark coming in and being like, hey, you want to be my intern? It's gonna be Norman Osborn. And like, that's interesting. I just kind of wish it was the first thing they said it was gonna be. Yeah, it's not canon, but which is like my point. We're getting a little bit too excited with this term multiverse. I think multiverse is the hot story cliche right now. But like, I mean, okay, I'm excited for it. If it was announced to be this at the beginning, I'd be more excited for it than I am now. But I was kind of also interested in like this MCU Peter Parker's origin story. So like, I'm kind of sad at what we're not gonna get, but I'm so excited for what we're gonna get. But in all, like, I don't really know if I care too much about this, because it's just another animated Spider-Man show. There's been a lot of really good animated Spider-Man shows, so I don't know if it's going to be as good as the others. But I'll watch it.
It certainly has a lot to live up to.
Matt Murdock,
You're right about that.
Charlie Cox is coming back as Matt Murdock. That's cool. But I don't really have too strong of an opinion either way. I'm just a little bit disappointed it's not what they said it was going to be. So.
Yeah, no, I'm kind of in the same boat as you, Trey, and then we'll have a quick talk about freshman year. You can bounce, and then we'll jump back to the Avengers stuff. I'm in the same boat as you. I was very much one of those people who, how do I say this? Because you, Alden, and I talked the other day about this. My
opinion has changed since then. Like, I was more okay with it then. Now I'm kind of like, damn.
This keeps reminding me of cool shit we could have had in the MCU had the agreement with Sony not been a clusterfuck.
Yeah.
Like, as much as I love what we've gotten from Spider-Man in the MCU, if I had my druthers, Phase 2 would have had this as a fucking movie. The pitch we got for freshman year. Down to Norman, down to the friends, practically down to the villains. Of just like, we're just reintroducing everything. And we're not going to be afraid by it. We're not going to do this weird dance where we kind of like, fuck around with like everybody who hasn't been in a movie yet because, oh no, that was in this other movie. I hated that. I hated it. I hated that we didn't get a Norman Osborn in the MCU. And I love Spider-Man No Way Home. I really do. But god damn it, like, how many versions of Batman have we got? How many Jokers? How many Penguins? How many whatever? Just do a new Norman. Do a new Otto. Do a new Eddie. Like, it's maddening. And it's now that we're getting this like weird like multiversal show, like, it sounds good, but it's frustrating for me because it feels like, well, this should have been what was happening in the movies in the first place. As much as I love the Spider-Man Home trilogy, this should have been what we had.
I even wonder, like, if maybe they looked at what was happening with DC at the time and decided, like, made that choice because they saw that DC wasn't, that Marvel realized they were on the precipice of something huge, right? And they didn't want to take the chance of something going wrong with Spider-Man, and that's why they chose to do what they did. We're like, yeah, a lot of the recasting for DC is fine, but also we're going to talk about it later. It's DC,
Yeah. Also, very, very excited for Ben Affleck coming back in the Aquaman 2 film.
Yes. Batman. Yeah, I mean...
Oh, he is?
Yeah,
Batfleck is
posted about it.
My guy.
I will say this. I give my sympathies to the actors of the Snyder films the same way I do to Hayden Christensen, where I think I'd like them a lot more if I liked the content they were working with.
Yeah, I think that's valid.
Yeah.
But I'm sorry.
No, you're fine. We're talking about freshman year, right?
Yeah.
Okay. I cannot stand this show for one reason and one reason only. The number of articles I saw the day like they showed it off at Comic-Con that were Tom Holland is not returning to play Spider-Man in the MCU.
Yeah.
I wanted to leave the internet forever. Actually, like,
no, that's valid. That I didn't see as many of those. I was mostly looking at like the weird like continuity conversation happening around it.
Yeah, see, that would have been interesting. I would have been down to be a part of that. No, everything I had was, can you believe this fan favorite Marvel actor is not returning to the
Tom
MCU?
Holland is like one of the 15 biggest actors in the world right now. You really think he's going to come back to do a Marvel animated show? That dude is busy.
He wasn't in What If.
No,
like he didn't voice.
It doesn't matter. It's okay.
Yeah, and like it's the game. They're doing it for clicks, and on some level, I respect the hustle, but also please get the hustle away from me.
I'll take some.
Overrated.
It could be,
except for the movie.
It could be
Hustle's
worse.
a good movie.
I agree, but yeah, like I said, that's the bad taste in my mouth it leaves me with is just like this could have been the MCU Spider-Man from the jump.
Right.
Like we could have done the slow burn Norman Osborn turns into the Green Goblin.
Yeah.
We could have done that. We could have also Black Norman Osborn, Tony Todd. If we get a Norman in the MCU live action, Tony fucking Todd is Norman Osborn. Give it to me. I know a lot of people.
Scarlett Johansson.
No, she has to play Amadeus Cho.
She play
but
Echo.
Yeah, she play Echo. No, but like again, my shit here. I know a lot of people want Giancarlo Esposito to play Norman.
Magneto.
That's cool. That's cool for Norman. He'd do a good Norman.
He'd do a good anything.
He would do a great anything. But we've never seen Esposito do the like big crazy-eyed smile. Like we'll meet again, Spider-Man. Choose hero. We've never seen Esposito do that kind of role, and I'm not saying he can't, but like I'd rather save him for somewhere he'd be a better fit for. Tony Todd can do that very like Norman's on sabbatical, honey. Like he can bring that kind of menace to it. But with that like I'm a fucking crazy guy menace that like is kind of there with Candyman a little bit. I would like to see Tony Todd Norman again. If Norman is black in the MCU the way he's going to be in this version of it, and they keep that. Also, the waves make sense now. I know I'm the 1800th person to say that, but the waves make sense now. I stand by my take that the mask is a do-rag. Can't change my mind. But anyway, Trey, any final thoughts here on San Diego before you leave Travis and I to pick up the scraps with the DC stuff?
This was their plan.
Black Adam trailer. I'm very excited for Black Adam. I think it looks really cool. I'm also very excited for Shazam too. Like I get that the MCU bodied them, but I loved what DC showed.
Yeah.
I think
I
it's
honestly
funny that they didn't show any Flash. I mean, that movie's in a.
What do you do? What do you do? What do you do?
You just act like there's nothing wrong. Like you make no comment, and you act like Ezra Miller isn't out there like murdering people.
Murking and kidnapping, and probably murking the kidnapped.
Oh, no. No. We'll get into that a little bit, but man, WB was stuck between a rock and a hard place. I almost feel bad dunking on him. But Trey, please tell the lovely people where they can find you and what you do before you leave us.
Recently I launched a new podcast. I was hired by a company called Mile High Life to do a weekly film podcast. So it's called 5280. The podcast is called Mile High Cinema, but the Twitter handle is at 5280 Cinema. Basically, it's a weekly film podcast where I talk about movies. The first episode, I was joined by a friend of this show, Alden Diaz, and my girlfriend, Jessica Schloth, to talk about our favorite films of 2022. Second episode, I kind of just talked about my life with film and kind of how I was raised and how seeing not being able to see The Dark Knight in theaters, like really affected me and made me want to watch movies more and stuff. And then The Force Awakens was like a huge building block to me being interested in film in general. And then the third episode, which came out this week, was about 2 films that I watched last week. Marcel the Shell with Shoes On, great film, really enjoyed that. And then Jordan Peele's Nope, another film that I really enjoyed. So if you're interested in movies, I have a weekly film podcast. Please give us a follow on Twitter at Fade280 Cinema. And then I also have a Star Wars podcast that I've had for like almost 5 years now. At Skywalking Through the League. I think it's at Skywalking TL on Twitter.
Yeah.
We're called at Skywalking Through the League. Anywhere you can find podcasts. My co-host Bill Sheehy and I, we, the cast and Andor show is coming up soon. We'll be doing a weekly show about that. So it's a fun time. We normally record on Friday nights, have a nice drink with us, and just have a fun conversation. And we bring on a lot of fun guests, including Jarod sometimes when he's lucky. But it's a fun time, and really have a good time recording that show. So, and then my Twitter handle is at the Traynator. I always cringe when I say that out loud because I created it when I was 12, but that's my Twitter handle. So yeah, it's all things me.
Well, go follow Trey. Trey is one of my favorite people on the interwebs, an absolute fucking unit of a man. And I'm patiently awaiting my invitation.
I wish I had Jarod's mustache. That's all I can say.
Listen. Hold on. I'm trying to get the cursor over where I need it.
Okay.
I partially don't wish I had my mustache right now.
I mean, you were great in The Gray Man. I said it once. I'll say it twice.
You're making me actually want to watch The Gray Man.
I haven't seen it, so I don't know. I actually don't know if you're going
I also want to watch The Gray Man, honestly. Any movie, like I didn't see.
Jarod might have been shit in The Gray Man. I don't know. He was shit in Lightyear. I'll tell you that.
Shut the fuck.
You know how excited I was for that movie, Jarod. You know how excited I was.
I wanted to do a review for Lightyear, but I realized I couldn't bring myself to do it because the only other person I could have on it would have been you, and I knew you were going to shit on it.
It would have been a fine movie if it wasn't called Lightyear. If it was called Space Explorer or whatever, it was fine. But it was bullshit that it was connected to Toy Story. If that's Andy's Star Wars, I feel bad for Andy.
I don't think it was bad at all. I thought it was quite
you
nice.
You also like Thor, so
I did. You know what? You know
man.
what? Trey's going full Fandom Menace. Trey's going full Fandom Menace. He hated the queer representation.
Liberal agenda is turning the Marvel fans. Obi-Wan Kenobi is bisexual, and I hate it. I don't hate it, for the record.
I was going to say, but before anybody thinks Trey's a jackass, he's not. I mean, he is, but not for that reason. Anyway, thank you very much for stopping by, my friend. Everybody go check out Trey's stuff, and we'll have you back on soon, buddy.
Thanks, man. I had a great time. Hopefully the next time I'm on the show, I will have working air conditioning, so my balls aren't sweating, because it's no fun for anyone. But, yeah.
Well, you go have some fun with the puppy and try to stay cool.
Oh, I'm just sweaty, knees weak, bombs are heavy.
Well, that's one hell of a way to make an exit. Travis.
Yeah, that's me.
Well, we bring up the ass end of this stream.
Yep.
Oh,
right. We get fun stuff first. Thank God. Right. Oh, thank Christ.
Oh, that was funny as shit. Fantastic Four. We know nothing except the release date, so there's not much to chew on here.
I definitely saw, and I made all the jokes about the hustle coming for me, and I don't know if it came from me earlier today. I saw a couple reports that Tom Holland is going to be in this movie.
That's been floating around. I'm not going to believe anything I see yet.
That's fair.
I wouldn't mind like a post-credit cameo from Spidey. Would make sense because he's good friends with Johnny Storm.
Right. I just that would be super cool if this is like the cameo, because we know in the deal from the Dark Times, it was a solo movie and Avengers crossover, which we're getting, we know what that's going to be now, and a cameo in another movie, I think, if memory serves. So
it's something like that. It was like an appearance in a non-Avenger, and then his own. But who knows if that deal's been reworked behind closed doors and we just don't know about it yet.
I mean, hopefully Sony realized what they need to do. And it's not Morbius 2. I said that and the viewer count dropped, and that's unsettling. I'm happy we have a date now.
Yeah,
You know, Wednesday 23.
September. We were talking about that. We believe it's. I mean, it is September. I can't remember what the date is.
Okay,
but
so
I'm really holding out hope that's when we get a cast.
I think that's the plan. I think Phase 6 is so empty to give people time to finish Miss Marvel.
So
See this.
if the rumors are true about Doom being the post-credit in Black Panther, that's my only hang-up with us getting a cast for F4. Or that maybe they just announced the 4 and that's it.
Oh yeah.
And they let us find out who Doom is day of Wakanda Forever. In the same way that they've done for like Hercules and Clea, that we just like it is like we learned the casting in the scene.
Yeah.
So
Could
that's
definitely see that.
and I'm very okay. I am very okay with having our Fantastic Four and then getting Doctor Doom.
Yeah, absolutely. I really, I'm curious if they're going to stick with Krasinski or not.
No.
And I also am in agreement. I don't think I want that either.
Well, Kevin Feige basically said, like, don't get used to John Krasinski.
Oh, okay.
Like, he was basically like, yeah, like, the fans wanted to see it, so he wanted to do it for the fans as, like, a one-off thing.
I'm down with that.
I don't think... He's definitely not going to be Reed forever. I'll be stunned if he is.
Paco saying, did we have an Avengers 5 director? I thought I saw a director floating around, but that could be very incorrect.
Kang Dynasty has the director for Shang-Chi.
That's okay. That is
Shang-Chi's director's doing Kang Dynasty. They didn't say anything about Secret Wars yet.
Okay. I think it would be
allegedly people are like, oh, the Russos have been saying they want to do
Secret Wars,
but I don't think they're coming back because like my new movie, The Gray Man, just got a sequel announced today, so I don't think that's going to be.
They will. I mean, obviously, they're going to at least be like producers on it. I can only imagine.
One would hope. One would hope that the Russos get to be involved in some way.
Right. Yeah. Obviously, really excited. You and I went ape shit over this announcement last year, 2 years ago, whenever it was. Time is a
2
myth.
years ago.
I want good 4 content. I'm just excited for good Marvel content that isn't what we've gotten already,
Yeah. I keep looking away and you keep seeing comments.
I only notice it because it like the one we've looked at pops up. I mean, as soon as
maybe we'll see.
That's how they have to do
okay. Here's my thing. And I was going to put this out there. The current release dates, and again, we haven't talked about the dates a lot for some of these because there was more to talk about than just the dates. Kang Dynasty, May 2, 2025. Secret Wars, November 7, 2025. You can't convince me they actually are going to come out in the same year. There's no way that fucking happens. I'm calling that now. It doesn't happen that way. I'm putting people watching this. We'll figure out what
the over under. That's the same one.
I know.
Okay.
Is that fucking Bricker?
I don't think so. Tell me, Director Jake, did you recently do a live stream to get a couple God packs of Starburst? Have you been following that content, by the way?
I've been seeing it. It doesn't show up in my feed as much as I'd like it to. And then when I think about it, Director Jake, let us know if you've had any experience with Starburst, if that's who I think it is.
Yeah.
But no, I don't think that's happening. I think that's what they want to happen. I don't think it will. I think other shit is going to get added to this slate. I think other shit's going to get delayed. You can't convince me that that release date stays the same. I think a lot of these are going to change, and there's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, absolutely.
But like,
I think the big thing is we're going to get still the event. Oh wait, no, there were 2 between the Avengers movies, right? Between Infinity War and Endgame.
Yeah.
Okay. I think that's the big thing.
Or no, just Ant-Man.
Captain Marvel.
You're right. Yeah, Captain Marvel.
I did the same thing. I went Ant-Man. Oh wait, no, Captain Marvel. Okay, so it is not who we think you are.
Yeah, you're not who we thought we were.
We're
happy to have you. We're very happy to have you.
This is great. Hope you're having a good time.
Yeah. We just that seemed like the handle of somebody we knew for a moment.
But yes, I agree with you, sir. That assumedly they're going to film it all in one shot.
Which is basically what they did for Infinity War and Endgame. Like there was like a little, took a break and then picked back up.
And then I think even if they don't come out in the same year, they're going to stick to the only one movie in between, like maybe even only one project in between.
I think there's going to be more.
Really?
So a bunch of other things got trademarked, and one of them is like Shang-Chi and like the Wreckage of Time.
Yeah.
There's no way that is not that does not either take place. That is not either our Thor Ragnarok. It ends where this begins, or that's our movie in the middle. I don't think there's a movie in the middle here. Like I don't think there's a movie that takes place in the middle. Let me rephrase it that way.
Okay, I see what you mean.
Because we're talking about this while you were inside. Obviously, there's two versions of Secret Wars. There's the Secret Wars that was like the battle world. Like we got all the heroes and all the villains. Everybody run at each other. Then there's the other version of Secret Wars with Hickman with God King Doom, where the Avengers couldn't stop the incursions. There's another hot button word that's been coming up a lot in the MCU. They can't stop the incursions. All the Earths end up on this like clusterfuck Earth, ruled by God King Doom.
Mm-hmm.
And that was the most recent version of Secret Wars.
Yeah.
Considering everything that's happening, the fact that we begin the phase of the Fantastic Four and end it with the Secret Wars, what I think is going on with Kang into Secret Wars is Doom is like put on the back burner as a villain by like all of our heroes, and it's like, you're not the focus right now. We got bigger fish to fry with Kang.
Yeah.
And then Doom kind of swoops in, lets Kang be defeated so he can usurp him. Or the heroes ally with Doom to stop Kang, and then he double crosses them.
Yeah.
And that's how we arrive at him taking advantage of whatever fuckery Kang causes here in Kang Dynasty to swoop in and then become God King Doom in Secret Wars.
I can see that.
Especially if we're going to have him introduced with the last project of Phase 4 being Wakanda Forever. Wakanda Forever, we get like it ends with Doom entering the picture, the same way Phase 1 ended with Thanos entering the picture. We get a phase that's like kind of like middling with him kind of lurking in the background doing villain shit, a little bit here and there. And then we get the big movie where he's like boom, 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 front and center. I think we're going to get so much Kang that Kang Dynasty can have a lot of Doom in it. Yeah. Now, I hope Doom doesn't die. I hope you get to keep Doom around, because that's one of those cool things with Doom is that he always comes back and he's always just chilling in Latveria, and everybody has to be on their toes as they're like, okay, when's Victor going to become God again?
For the 7th time.
Yeah.
And somehow can't keep hold of it. Somehow.
Yeah, that stretchy bastard. But yeah, that's what I think is going on here. Again, and because of that, I don't think you can have a movie that takes place between them.
Yeah, and that's not what I was saying. I meant that there was just a release there.
Oh yeah, no, I'm just saying like chronologically. Yeah. Like now maybe with Wreckage of Time that can be Shang-Chi like wandering the new Earth created by Doom, and like he's one of the few characters who like retained memories of their previous life.
Mm-hmm. Maybe
that's his shit.
Right?
Is that his second movie takes place in like Doom Earth?
I can see that.
That's my crackpot theory for now. But yeah, I think we're done with Hall H, Marvel.
Unfortunate.
Speed round for the animated stuff. Zombies looks cool as shit.
I think Zombies is a really big deal, honestly, because they moved the Netflix stuff over, which is a big deal.
Yeah.
They're willing to produce adult content. And that is huge.
Yeah.
Right? Like I think that's confirmation that the PG-13 run of Deadpool 2 wasn't like a trial run for what it would look like to put them on. And also those movies coming to Disney Plus as well.
Yeah.
Right? Like
I do want to say real quick, this lineup of heroes for Zombies, this like Road Warrior Shang-Chi, like seeing this, knowing that trademark happened, knowing that the director of Shang-Chi is doing Kang Dynasty, this put a lot in my head.
Yeah.
With the amount of ways that we've seen Marvel really priming us with one project to the next.
Yeah.
This this whole idea of like Marauder, Zombie Hunter, Shang-Chi primes me to be like, oh, he's going to be part of the resistance against Doom. He's going to be part of whatever. He is going to have something to do if this whole Shang-Chi and the wreckage of time stays the same. But we'll see with that. Also, I love this lineup. I love Zombie Hunter, Yelena, Jimmy Woo, obviously. You put a character who doesn't normally wear a cape in a cape. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. This one did. We got our zombified characters. Was there another group of characters? I can't remember. Anyway, we got that. We got X-Men 97, which looks interesting. I'm going to flip through all of that. I got to rewatch the OG X-Men animated series to prep for that. That Magneto costume looks like cheeks. I don't like princess gloves. I think they look fucking stupid. Change my mind. We talked about freshman year already.
Yeah.
This is going to be kind of quick because honestly, and I'm not just saying this because, DC, flopped at Comic-Con. I mean, DC flopped at Comic-Con, but that's not the point. I didn't watch the Black Adam trailer because I kind of got everything I needed from the first one.
I thought that'd be bigger, to be honest.
Yeah, I did too. So I kind of skipped the Black Adam trailer just because
You're not missing much.
I just want to see.
Honestly,
I unfortunately am more excited for every other character in this movie other than Black Adam, and I don't want any Dr. Fate or Hawkman spoiled for me. I just want to see it in the movie at this point.
That's fair. My biggest worry for Black Adam is that, and like, granted, I say this being a fan of the first Aquaman, right? I'm afraid this movie won't have a ton of substance to it, as DC movies have tended to recently, with the obvious single exception. That like it's just going to be a big action flick starring The Rock, which is fine.
Yeah, nothing wrong with that, but you want a little bit more meat on the bone,
especially with those characters, right?
Exactly.
Man, Fate's going to be so cool. Like everything in the trailer does.
Pierce Brosnan was such a good pick.
Perfect.
I can't believe that was such a home run casting. And then the Shazam 2 trailer looked good. I mean, there's not much to unpack there. I love the music choice.
Music choice is good.
I saw they were like, people were like, okay, I get you used My Name Is for the other Shazam, like the first Shazam trailer, but like, are we just going to keep using Eminem soundtracks? Like, is that going to be like the home thing with Spider-Man? Well, like, I get why people are like, is Eminem just the Shazam rapper now? I'm sorry. Business is such a funny pick. Not even fun. It's funny. It's fun for this. Let's get down to business. Also, that's from the Eminem show. And most of that album was like when he was doing the whole, like, I'm the Robin to Dr. Dre's Batman. So like you also get a little bit of that meta commentary. You keep talking. I'm going to go see what that thumping was.
That's good. I just lost that coaster and really thought something bad happened. I don't know why. Yeah, there was a big rumble outside, viewers. Yeah, you're good. My biggest takeaway, and I'll say this when he comes back too. My biggest takeaway from the Shazam trailer was that the first 30 seconds was all shots not from Shazam. And more of the trailer was shots from Shazam 1. And I don't know why that worries me a little bit because I liked Shazam. There was another bang. That's not good. Just like I'm worried about DC projects going forward not being good. What the hell? Well, it's stopped now, I guess. I don't know. Yeah, I'm worried about these movies a little bit, just a tad. And that's not me wanting them to be bad. Obviously, I'd love to enjoy them. Was not super into the Shazam 2 trailer. And in the same way that I wasn't into the She-Hulk trailer, like the original She-Hulk trailer at first. I think if I get a second one that shows me more of Shazam 2, I'll be happy with that. I've said a lot. He's been gone a while. Jarod might be dead. Is this my show now? Live on air? Do I get to do this bit live on air? What else? Oh, wait a minute. We didn't get to talk about the Zack Snyder fun about the bots. The bots running the Release the Snyder Cut campaign. I would love to talk to Jarod about that in a minute when he comes back, assuming he comes back. Hey, you are alive.
Yeah, no, I ran to the bathroom. My dad was stacking cardboard outside the garage, and it hit the wall, and it sounded like somebody was in the garage and ate shit, and I got very nervous.
Yeah, because then it kept happening after you walked away, and I was like, oh, he's dead. I get to do the show is mine now bit live. To recap you on what I just told our lovely audience. Shazam 2 trailer had me a little worried because like 25% of it wasn't Shazam 2.
Okay.
Like all the shots from other projects, all the shots from Shazam 1 being used in it. If we get another trailer, like a second one that's a little in the same way that with She-Hulk, right? The first one was a little rough. The second one was way better. If I get that with Shazam, I just want yes. You do it.
What am I looking for?
The new comment.
Oh, cool.
That I really want it to be good.
Yeah, I think it will be. I have zero. Shazam 2 is one of those movies where I'm like, I'm not even worried. Just give it to me. Just give it to me. I trust y'all.
I don't, but that's my own that's my own insecurities about DC showing. As much as I love them. That's my only issue with the Shazam trailer was that they used too many shots from other like Aquaman and Shazam 1. Like you had to pad out your trailer with stuff that wasn't from your movie. Interesting.
I will give it a pass because it's Shazam and so much of it is built around like, I'm this guy surrounded by like I'm a fucking kid and you're Batman. Like, yeah, I will give it a pass on that front with just that being a part of the mythos. But I understand that concern.
Yeah. And then the other thing is we didn't get to talk about it. A story that happened kind of related to this. That might have also been part of the fuel for the Henry Cavill stuff. The Release the Snyder Cut bots.
This is when you get to watch us make programming decisions on air. I was saving that for even though it's old news, having a conversation about it, not next week, but the week after.
Okay. Then I'll table it for now. Just
here's a little sizzle. We have some fucking opinions about that.
My favorite, I saw you know Straw Hat Goofy on TikTok.
Oh yeah, he's great.
He did a TikTok about it. I don't know if you saw it, but it was the audio from the scene in the SpongeBob movie where Dennis rips their seaweed mustaches off.
Yeah,
they were fake. Of course, they were fake. Is exactly how I feel.
I was like, oh, okay, like little teaser for this conversation. I was like, oh, they were all bots. Oh, I'm stunned. The part that sincerely shocked me about all of that is the way that I talked about this on ComicBookCast, the way that, again, not equal in severity, but you cannot tell me that they aren't parallels. The way that Zack Snyder treated the Snyder cult, the way Trump treated the rioters on J6, where it was that like, oh no, aw, you want them to stop review bombing your movie? Shame. Like, I'm so unsurprised.
Yep.
And I got so not even, I can't even say unsurprised. I wasn't surprised, but I was really disappointed. And I did not realize I could still be disappointed by Zack Snyder. And then he followed it up by posting a fucking Mussolini quote. Like, You can't write this shit. Anyway, we'll be back to have a full conversation about that shit. Don't you worry. Is that all we got for San Diego? Or is there anything not related to this stuff that happened or got announced during San Diego that excited you? Like, I know the Dungeons and Dragons movie trailer came out.
Yeah, I haven't watched it.
It looks good. I watched half of it. And the reason I watched half is because the version of the trailer that got uploaded to Twitter that I was watching, the audio kept going back from sounding normal to sounding like it was in a Pringle can. So I just gave up.
They could fit the audio of a trailer inside a Pringle can, but not a hand.
I wouldn't get the cheese if I knew it wouldn't fit.
Anyway,
Chipotle's messed my order up twice in the last month. I'm starting to get over
I
it.
love that you're a Chipotle guy now.
It's just so easy.
You want to know something weird about me? Despite my love of Mexican food, I know like Chipotle is like Chipotle's Mexican food as much as Taco Bell is, but just in the other direction. I've only had Chipotle like once in my life. Every time I'm like, you know what? I want Chipotle. The line is like the $10 fucking too, and I'm like, no, not worth it.
Yeah, man, their app is so nice though.
Yeah,
that's anywhere that has a good app wins me over. The only issue is now I need to start checking my food before I leave the store, kind of thing.
Okay.
And then this last time I got it delivered, and my bag had my name on it, but my order in it didn't. Like it was an order for somebody named Jessica. So I'm sorry, Jessica. You got chicken, white rice, cheese, and fajita veggies, and nothing else, and I got all of your stuff.
You know what I think kept me from going back to Chipotle? I like my sauces.
Yeah, it's all salsas.
Huh?
It's all like salsas and stuff.
I like sauces over salsa. I think that's the thing. There's this one Mexican joint in Pittsburgh called Condados. Oh, that got like a taco ranch. Bro, I could put a straw in that shit.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, I recommend the D&D trailer a lot. It looks really fucking good. I'm super excited.
I need to watch
I
it.
am super excited for this movie. I'm sincerely hyped. But
I know they put all the spoilers for the new Dragon Ball movie during the panel because it's come out in Japan. Dragon Ball Superhero, which is not a confusing name.
What was this one thing about Frieza's bi now? Did you see that?
No.
I saw this thing about like Frieza's bisexual now.
Of course he is.
Listen,
What?
listen. And I almost went to full screen ourselves, forgetting we're the only ones left.
Yeah.
Okay. In the bisexual draft, okay, we will take Obi-Wan Kenobi. The straights can keep Frieza.
You don't want the racist.
No, y'all can keep
what
Frieza.
Is he? Real estate mogul?
No. Here in Ohio, we have sausage. Hothead. You spent time in Ohio. Have you ever had hothead?
I have not. It was not in my area of Ohio. We were close enough to Michigan that we were basically Michigan. So,
okay.
Yeah.
Well, I have a reason to maybe venture into Ohio someday.
It's not bad to visit. I wouldn't live there again, to be fair. Like, Cleveland is cool once or twice. I haven't been to Columbus, but I've heard Columbus is really sweet. Yeah. But, yeah, I'm excited. Dragon Ball Superhero, I hate that name so much, comes out in America on the 19th of August. I've seen, like, I wasn't trying to stay unspoiled because I knew I wouldn't be able to, because it came out in Japan like 2 months ago.
I get that it's made in Japan, but why would you do that?
They've always done that stuff.
I mean, I get it. It's
Like,
just like in like spoiler culture of like fan stuff. Like,
I
hate that.
think the big thing is that Japan.
I'm so glad I'm not as invested in anime as you and Levi.
Yeah,
I would go fucking crazy. I would go crazy.
The strict copyright stuff out of Japan is let's see, Rooster from Top Gun and Moon Knight talking. Yeah, that's it. That's the stream.
Leave that up. I'm screenshotting it on my phone.
All right. Yeah, that one can fester for a while.
Yeah, you can just leave it there. Fuck that. That's funny. Nick, that was good.
But yeah, they're like Japan's just not worried about things getting pirated and leaked because they're so strict that they'll just take it down and probably win. So and everyone that talks Dragon Ball Online was like, you are not going to stay unspoiled unless you completely unplug from the internet for the next 2 months. And they were absolutely correct. So if you're in the Dragon Ball and you don't want to be spoiled on this movie,
Stay frosty.
Stay frosty, because I'm about to talk about it for like 5 seconds. Toriyama loves Cell's second form, like where he has like the big lips. You know what I'm talking about? He loved that form.
Dick sucking lips.
Yeah, the big beautiful blowjob lips on Cell form 2. That
did you say that, or is that an abridged joke? I can't remember.
That is something that my friends say at work about random things, and it's kind of weird. In a bridge, she does go like, "So this is what it's like to have lips." Bro. But yeah, he loved that form so much that it's the main villain of this movie, which I find absolutely hilarious.
Like Cell's back.
Kind of. I'm loose on the plot, but basically it's like Red Ribbon Army's back. They've made some new androids. Gohan has to fight them because Goku and Vegeta are off world.
Krillin walks into a room and goes, "Somehow Cell has returned."
Yeah, and like Luke and Leia are off world, like just training and having fun rather than dealing with the imminent threat. That's the plot. Goku and Vegeta are off world training with Broly. So Gohan has to deal with it for no reason.
We didn't have a chance to talk about this. Did you see that one, like Dragon Ball fan?
I've only seen
thing?
clips. I haven't watched the whole thing yet.
Because I thought of you when I saw it, but I had one of those moments you and I often have with the other one where like, I'm just going to let them find this on their own. You know, like I know you've done that with stuff with me, and like, I'm just going to let you find this and then report back to me when you eventually see it.
Yeah, I need to sit down and watch, because like YouTube's been trying to get me to watch a TikTok. I've seen like 5 people react, and I've only seen like the opening clip where it's clearly Goku and Chi-Chi at the tournament before they're married, where Kami and Popo are there, and then Broly shows up. It's weird. I haven't watched the whole thing, so I don't know what happens. I assume there's fusion in it because Vegeta's wearing Batara earrings for no fucking reason. But it looks cool, so eventually I'll watch it. I can't think of anything else that came out of this Comic-Con. Right?
Yeah, I mean, this was the big stuff. I mean, this
Yeah.
was, this is a big one. I was just curious if there was anything else on your radar. While we bring this home, everybody who's watching this either live or on the replay, programming notes, I want to reiterate again, the Fandom Menace and How We Got Here, part 1 and 2 are out. I again want to thank everybody for the super kind and positive reception we've gotten to it, both on our end and the version that's in the Octo Radio podcast feed. Pick your poison, whichever version you want to watch or listen to.
Oh my God, no, please, no. I did see this. I didn't see the clip.
I didn't watch it. No, I saw that it was screenshot. I didn't watch it because like Teen Titans Go humor for me is super hit or miss. Like my sisters made me watch parts of the movie, and I would I oscillated between I want to jump in through a window or I'm in pain because I'm laughing so hard.
I don't have an issue like watching it occasionally. I don't mind it. We're like, understanding in the same way we're like the beginning of Miss Marvel. I felt where I was like, this isn't made for me because I'm a white 26-year-old man, right? But I can understand like how this is appealing to that audience, and I think it's well made, and I still really like it. In the same way that I'm like, oh, Teen Titans Go is made for children, and the reason that people don't like it is because they're not children anymore.
Yeah,
and think that it shouldn't. The kids show shouldn't be made for kids.
Baffling opinion.
That being said, I just can't. I can't, man. Anything having to do with Snyder, I just can't handle it in a way. I feel so bad because I see so many people on like TikTok and on Twitter, and they talk about Snyderverse stuff and how much they wanted to come back and how much they love the Snyder Cut. And I'm like, I can't engage with this in good faith.
No, you can engage with it in good faith, but what you're not willing to do because you're not an asshole is enter the conversation knowing how much you dislike it.
Yeah, that's pretty much it.
You can have a good faith conversation about why you fucking hate it. You just don't want to ruin other people's fun because you're not a prick.
I'll take that.
And again, and we'll probably get into this when we talk more about the whole Snyder Cut bot farm debacle. But like I've said, like I would love to see a continuation of the story we see in the Snyder Cut. I would love to. We're never going to get it in live action. Do it in an animated movie or do a comic limited series. It's there. Tell the story. If people want the story, they'll read it. And hell, I mean, I can't fully say this after what we've learned, but pretend we didn't learn what we learned about the bots and shit. Have Snyder pen it. Have him write it. Like let it be his fucking vision. Let it be his story. So it's on the record and people get it. Now that we know what we know, I don't want any of that. Fuck him, fuck all of it. You let so much shit happen. And we knew he was like, and it was one of those questions like, how much is he encouraging it?
Yeah.
Like, how much can you control your own fan base? Right. And there's varying degrees of that. But we're past the point of being able to call him like this, like aloof fucking idiot. Like, you encourage the shit, go fuck yourself. You get no more sympathy from me. Aside from the obvious thing he's going to get sympathy from for everybody forever before that gets taken out of context by any fucking Snyder cultist who may come to play at any point. You fucking harpies. Anyway, the Phantom Menace and how we got here, apropos of nothing, out now, both parts, Octo radio feed and all the Nerd Academy stuff, YouTube and our podcast feed. Not to sound self-important, but the conversation we had is important. And
I work with a lot of young people, like younger than you, which is weird for me to say.
Like, you're 2 years older than me.
Yeah, and you're like a child to me, that makes them like infants. It's very strange. I work with people who weren't alive.
You just changed the whole dynamic by saying I'm a child to you.
You know what I mean? Like,
I know. I'm fucking with you.
I work with people who weren't alive for 9/11, and that still bothers me.
That's fair.
Yeah.
Okay, I get it. Yeah.
Like you were conscious.
Yeah.
Yeah. I keep trying to have these talks with them about this stuff. The like, and none of them are to the extent of being a member of the Phantom Menace, but like maybe they don't like a Star Wars project or they don't like something from Marvel, and the constant, well, I don't like X thing being shoved down my throat, and it's like you don't understand that's not what's happening.
Yeah,
you don't understand. Like
you're trying to teach people responsible discourse.
Yes, and trying to like responsible media interaction and all that stuff. I recently got to have the fun union talk with a bunch of them. That was great.
The Travis pill, everybody.
It couldn't have worked out. Literally, so my supervisor was gone for like half a day.
The only reason I wish you weren't in-house anymore is so I could throw up the USSR background. But no one will see it because we're full screen.
Like my supervisor went to training, came back that same day and was like, dude, it's my second union busting training in 6 months. He's been my supervisor for like 3 years. This is the first year he's ever had this training. And so we're talking about it in the back and everyone's like, I just don't get it. What would a union even do for us? Almost like they were setting me up the perfect pins, right? They were just like, hey, do you want to bull a strike forever?
Like I said in the TNAP group chat, I was like, man, like they're like setting you up for a full musical number.
I could have been in a whole after school special.
Oh man. But like I said, we've been getting a lot of really positive feedback. I will give everybody a peek behind the curtain. We were barely done editing part 2. By the time I was like, we need to do a part 3. We need to keep talking about this, because it was like 4 days after we finished recording that Phantom Menace guy ended up in the January 6th hearing. the homophobic Star Wars puppet happened.
Oh my God, you and I haven't talked about the homophobic Star Wars puppet.
I really fucking liked that puppet.
I know.
I was so into
That's
that
why
puppet.
I was so surprised. Because I was like, oh my God, he's someone that has, like, he respectfully dislikes, we know not the case now, respectfully dislikes the sequels, who knows how the Force works, and is having real discourse with people. That's so weird and awesome, and I love it that we're at this point with these movies.
I was in the early stages of trying to figure out how to have Dinks on the podcast. I was in the early stages of trying to be like, okay, who am I mutuals with who has a line of communication with the puppet?
Yeah.
How can I do an entire episode of Knights of the Nerd Republic with the puppet?
And then
I found out the puppet wants to kill gay people. And I was like, okay, never mind. But yeah, since then, like I said, we had MAGAFET show up in the January 6th hearing, the fucking homophobic Star Wars puppet, and Geeks and Gamers saying he wishes he could start gay bashing people because Obi-Wan Kenobi is queer now. So we're having a great time, everybody. This conversation is prescient, and I am trying to sit down with Alden and get more made soon. But don't bug Alden in his mentions about when are you guys going to do a part 3, because he said before he wants to give the first round its own full life cycle before we jump in, and it might not be until after Andor. We'll see. But yeah, there's that. Next week on TNAT proper, we'll be doing our interview with Eric Schwartzel of the Wall Street Journal and writer of Red Carpet, which is about the relationship between China and the American box office and Hollywood and all of that. Very fascinating book. If you have an Audible account, I highly recommend giving it a download and listening to it. It's great. Eric is actually an old family friend of both the Bachman Stubbs and Simpson households, funny enough. But yeah, go prepare for that. Listen to Red Carpet, read Red Carpet, do something, get it. It's a great book. It's very fascinating. And yeah, we'll be gearing up for Andor. I have a couple topic episodes coming down the pipeline for KNR. One of which, okay, a little bit of sizzle. One of them is going to be a retrospective on The Force Unleashed, talking about how it's actually deeper than we give it credit for and how we need to reclaim the fandom menace from the dude bros. And I also have something cooking with a very special guest that I am looking forward to getting into. And no, it is not a puppet. So we're not, Dinks's redemption tour is not happening on the Nerd Academy. But yeah, with that, Travis, where can the lovely people find you, my friend?
They can find me gearing up to go back to college, which is weird, at Travis Political. Jared,
I'm proud of you.
Thank you. Where?
You guys can find me still tending bar and doing this at Dark Jedi 2552. And you can find the Nerd Academy podcast on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, and on our website, www.thenerdacademypodcast.com, where if you're feeling generous, you can donate to our Patreon.
Give me $1.
Speaking of our patrons, thank you to our $10 alumnus and currently in the chat, I believe still, Nick Johnson, Keandre Lloyd, a backflip never gets old, and Taylor Swift.
All right, ladies and gentlemen.
From the front lines of the information war, it's Alex Jones.
Oh, there we are.
Yeah, there we are. I just want to say, Travis said it while Alex was screaming. Paco, that is the best one yet.
It's just so fun.
The transition from Taylor Swift into, all right, ladies and gentlemen. It's fucking
perfect.
Perfect. I thought about it because so in between recording the Fandom Menace and how we got here, and the Thor: Love and Thunder review, into Ms. Marvel, into this, Paco did change his name. And I didn't realize he had changed his name because he changed it to Tooth Gnasher and Tooth Grinder, knowing that the Love and Thunder review was coming. So I wanted to make the goat joke. So then he changed it to Taylor Swift. And the first time I saw it was for the Ms. Marvel review. So I didn't know it was there for a minute.
Mm-hmm.
And once I saw that it was Taylor Swift, I was going to try to change it to that infamous video that inspired the Tooth Gnasher and Tooth Grinder videos, or the bits in the movie, because Taika Waititi said the only reason they went with the screaming goats is because of that old ass fucking vine of the "I knew you were trouble" going into the goats screaming. I was going to make it that, and then during the Ms. Marvel review, Travis, myself, and everybody almost pissed themselves from the transition into Taylor Swift into Alex. So there's one more comment from no, Nick, you said you can't do it live. You already said you can't do it live. Don't honey dick us like that. But yeah, thank you everybody for joining us. Like I said, we got a lot of stuff coming down the pipeline here. Eventually, Travis and I will get caught up on the Schmodown. One day. I'm going to be honest. I was like, okay, I'm going to do it. My work schedule is going to make this a lot easier. And now I'm honestly a little too depressed too, because the Schmodown is leaving us. But we will get caught up. We're not going to be able to review all of the matches. It'll be kind of a, highlight reel, mostly title shots and big matches, get caught up on Star Wars. We will be here to talk about the last days of the Schmodown. We just got to get caught up ourselves. But yeah, without any further ado, thank you all so very much for watching, listening, whether you're live or on the replay, and class dismissed.
Stop! Move away from the cookie jar!
It's gonna be a big nut bust.